Hey, we are here. We're live. I know these days we'll be doing too much, coming in just a little bit late. So hope you're hanging on and being there with us. It's Living Room Live tonight. And who spikes the tea? Y'all ready? Because I'm ready. Let's go.
I'm a filmmaker. I've worked in film, video, and television for over 30 years. I took a little break, but now I'm back.
Hello, welcome to another edition of Art Imitates Live with me, Tanya Dixon. You know, y'all, like I said, some weeks are just off the chain crazy. And we end up on Friday night. We're so happy and ready to do the show, but it takes a lot to get it rocking and rolling. So thank you for joining us here tonight. Got a lot for you. I am so looking forward to all the things that we have going on and who spikes the tea. And of course, the living room. Does size matter? You know, that's a pretty typical topic that people like to talk about, but we're going to kind of change it up tonight. We're going to talk about more than just the genitalia now. The body, your houses, your cars, your money, the whole nine, your brain, the whole thing. So we hope that you will join us. So, of course, in the chat now, put the information out there for join us on Twitch and all the other platforms as well. So be here with us. But right now, as we always do, take a little word from my sponsors. We'll be right back to get it all kicked off in just a few moments.
Art Imitates Live with Tanya Dixon is being sponsored by Tandiland Global, bringing your multimedia dreams to life.
Hey, welcome back. Well, you know, it's time to get it all going. But just now, in case you didn't see it, if you're in a Stone Mountain or Atlanta area and you want your kid to learn how to drive or you don't know how to drive yourself, be sure to check them out over at Next Level Driving School, 770-800-RIDE. Very easy number for you to remember, okay? All right, everybody, go ahead and unmute yourselves and go ahead and bring you in. See what y'all are up to. Come on in this dog.
What it is, what it
is. Well, you know what? Yeah, what we're going to do tonight, you know, usually we take a long time and we do all of our greetings, but sometimes we be greeting too long before we even get to sipping some tea. So we're not going to greet too long tonight. I just want to know in general, how was your week? Everybody just go ahead and just answer at one time. How was your week, folks? How was your week?
Wonderful. My week was great.
Okay.
I mean, y'all had a great week. Was I the only one that had the week from hell?
No, it's like, yeah.
Yeah, me. I didn't have a good one.
Yeah, my weeks have been good. You know, I've honestly been taking control of my situations and circumstances, and whatever I'm putting into play is working. You know what I'm saying?
All right, then.
All right.
That's good. That's wonderful to hear.
Yeah.
All right. Well, y'all spread some of this over here because it's been bad.
Indeed. P3, positivity, productivity, because we already pretty. I'm sending it out every day.
Right.
Oh, I love when he
Every day.
says that. I love that. But you know what? You're right. Next week is gonna be great, and so I'm just gonna stay tuned and be ready for that. Okay. All right. So I'll tell you what we're gonna do. We're gonna go on into Who Spiked the Tea, and when we end there, I'm pretty sure we'll talk about several little things that relate to what's been going on with us. And I got a lot of topics. Let me make sure I'm on the right. I have a lot of windows up on my other computer here, so and I'm gonna need some glasses. So let's go ahead and jump on into Who Spiked the Tea. Here we go. I'm over here spiking right now. I really have so I'm over here spiking it right now. But I got a second thing of wine just in case it's not enough that I told y'all. It was not a good week. Actually, there's a third one. The third one is the Stella Rosen. I can't touch that one. But the other two are sitting here ready for me. Ready for me. So, all right. First things first. I'm Tanya. Okay. You know what? I was kind of like checking out some things. Samuel Jackson has been doing a lot of talking out there. Have y'all been catching him? He's been like talking about a lot of different things out there in the news, and everywhere I look, he's been making a comment here and making a comment there. I'm like, what's going on with Samuel? So I decided to dig in. He did an interview over here on BET.com, and it says Samuel Jackson says that black actors only win Oscars for one reason. So let's go ahead and dig in and see if we can figure out this one reason. Okay, they're saying looking back on Oscar nominations, realize that black actors have actually scored to win, that they've scored to win here on the Oscars. And he's, talking about, I think you all might have heard out there that he felt like he should have won for Pulp Fiction. And I don't know if y'all heard that. I just kind of heard that in passing this week in the article. Kind of mentioned something about that too. And you remember he was in Spike Lee's Jungle Fever. He was in all kinds of things, So I guess he's just saying, just in general, there's a certain kind of actor that wins. Well, he was saying he is the most nominated black actor in Oscar history. And he says for this year, he is nominated for Best Actor for the Tragedy of Macbeth. He has been nominated a total of 10 times and has snagged 2 wins, one for Training Day in 2001 and one for Glory in 1989. He has yet to win. Those were okay. He said he had to win the Academy Award. The Black Hollywood veteran is being awarded the honorary Oscar at 2022 Governors Awards on March 25th. Okay. So he's just saying that he's been in over 100 films. Of course, we've seen him in Shaft and A Time to Kill and Jackie Brown and Coach Carter and Django Unchained. And I'm sorry, Django Unchained, he had me tripping, and that was so hard. Who that up on that nag? Y'all remember that line?
Yes. Mm-hmm. Hey, you know what? He also did a good job in The Hateful Eight. That was also a good movie.
Yeah, that was.
My favorite movie is
Shaft.
Shaft was Shaft. Yeah,
that was good too.
I think
that
so
was
too.
One of my favorite movies.
But he has range.
I think he does too. But this is what he says. Let's see if y'all agree with this.
Just to add to that.
Damn. He said he went to see the movie Bugsy, and he said, "Damn, they got nominated and I didn't. I guess black folk usually win for doing despicable shit on screen, like Denzel Washington for being a horrible cop in Training Day." Now we've talked about this at different times. Halle Berry in Monsters Ball, we talked about this at different times. Do y'all still agree? Because it seems like ain't nothing changed. So do y'all still agree that we have to have these despicable roles in order to win that Oscar?
Well, Jamie Foxx. Oh, go ahead, brother.
Well, no, I just want to mention earlier while relinquishing his grief to like the artistry. in terms of acting. He also did. He played the father, the preacher father, in this movie Death by Temptation. Cardeem Hardison, Cynthia. If y'all have not seen that movie, Death by Temptation, there's a lot of similar in the movie. Very important role in that movie. Also, he played the jerk in that KFC, and then was it Days? Was it School Days? School Days. So he has a wide range in terms of his acting abilities.
Now,
we just want to notice. Let's not even leave out those that came before. Clarence Williams III. So this is about Jackson. But Clarence Williams III, that he played Bumpy Johnson. He put in.
You choppy.
You said choppy. Okay, I'm gonna let you go ahead and watch while I fix. Go ahead and take it while I fix this.
Oh, okay. I was just saying. Well, Jamie Foxx didn't have to play a despicable role to win the Oscar when he played Ray. So I can't just say that Black actors have to do despicable things to get Oscars. I mean, we know who we going against. We know who's pulling the cards or whatever, or who's holding the cards. But there are a lot of Black actors that I feel should have got an Oscar for their performance in lots of movies. If you take the Black actors out of film today, I'm not watching TV. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's. I hope it gets better, but I'm gonna win an Oscar. I'm speaking into the atmosphere right now.
Go ahead.
I'm going to win.
Go ahead, boy.
He's mad at John is sad.
Yeah, I feel like, man, our talents are overlooked a lot, by the powers that be. And Samuel L., like, he even played in that Marvel movie or the DC movie, Glass. He was great in that. He has range.
I don't believe that you're going to win. You already have.
Yeah. Something I'm going to say, and I'm going to give you all my interpretation, and you all pretty much know how I feel about this. We've had this conversation. I don't believe that you just solely win at being in the despicable roles. I believe that you win when you show your allegiance to that machine. That's when you win. And if you're a Black actor, you have to cross that line along with those other ones who have crossed the line. And when you show that type of allegiance to their situation, that's when you become a winner over there. And I, as a filmmaker myself, my desire has always been to get the best director role until I found out that little thing is an Osiris and everything. I know so much about what they're doing behind the scenes until I'm like, let's create our own stuff. We'll talk about that.
Did Will Smith just get an Oscar, or am I, or something? Did he get an Oscar?
He got that was a Screen Actors Guild, a SAG. I think he got a SAG because the Oscar's not until the 27th. Yeah.
So that's he hasn't crossed over. You go, okay, Will is still good.
No, I'm afraid to tell you that some of them who have crossed over still don't have the Oscar yet, but they still crossed over. I mean, like real crossed over. And I'm gonna ask y'all this. Okay, I really hate to bring up something crazy like this, but I am. Did you all see Jada Pinkett Smith on The Equalizer with Queen Latifah?
I didn't see it.
I haven't seen it.
I looked at her a million times, and I'm like,
if I'm not choppy.
What
me,
show
I
was she
am.
on?
I said if I'm choppy. If I'm not choppy.
Yeah, you're choppy.
Oh my God.
Yeah, you're still choppy.
Carry on.
Okay, all right. Jada was on the Equalizer Queen Latifah show about not this past Sunday, but before. Did you look her in the face very well? Because he didn't look like the same Jada to me. And I kept looking. I'm like, who the hell is this? And I kept looking and looking.
She looked sick to me.
She looked totally different to me, and I'm like, that ain't the real Jada. What is going on? I know what's going on, but I just kept looking. I'm like, do they think we so stupid that we can't see there's something different? But then again, when you switch out presidents, people don't know it. Then they think you're stupid anyway. But anyway, we're gonna go on. Because that's right in front of people's face every week, and they ain't seeing it. But anyway, we're gonna go on and talk about the next thing. But I kind of agree with. Let's put it this way: in my old mind, I agree with Samuel Jackson, but in my new mind, I know what it is. In other words, in my 3D mind, I agree with Samuel Jackson, but in my 5D teachings and learnings, I know damn well that you have to be within the sacrifice in order to get this.
That.
What about
and,
Black Snake
hopefully I'm not too choppy. Hopefully I'm not still choppy.
You are still choppy.
Okay, first of all, Rick, you still choppy.
Okay,
yeah,
one second.
I'm
gonna restart.
Okay, we'll be right here. Okay.
But was Black Snake Moan a despicable role for Samuel L. to play, and he didn't get an Oscar? So I mean, and he did a damn good job in that one.
Right, you still have to be pleasing to them. You still have to be pleasing, and you still have to be doing all the other little things that are required of you. Maybe he won't do some of that stuff he was required.
I'm still curious, like, what did he get anything for Pulp Fiction? Right?
He should have.
He said he should have. He just talked about that this week. That he should have, because they scared the living hell out of me in Pulp Fiction. They had me sick to death in that movie. I was sick.
There's another movie that I didn't like him playing in. He was a police officer. He stayed next door to an interracial couple. And
he was causing issues, yeah.
Right. That's what Kerry Washington's like almost like breakout role.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
That was one of the movies that
Frontiers.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
He was a meanie.
He was an asshole for real.
Okay, I was being nice, but yeah, he's an asshole.
I have a tidbit. If you go back to watch Coming to America, he was the one that was robbing McDowell's.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes, he was.
He was the robber at the McDowell's.
He was also in Juice. I watched Juice the other day, and Samuel L. Jackson was in Juice.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I missed that part.
Long time.
See, I missed it. Look, right before Tupac goes and gets Omar Epps. Omar Epps goes and tells Samuel L. Jackson, "Hey, tell Bishop."
That's right. That's right. He sure is. He sure is. Okay.
Tell Bishop to meet me over here. And he gave him $1.
Wow.
He was sweeper. He was a sweeper. He was a store sweeper or the cleanup. Did he clean up?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Well, you know what? We're gonna jump over here to this next story because we're still in the movie arena right now.
Let's do it.
A lot of people. I know y'all have probably heard this week. I've heard the story a million times. I guess because I'm here in Atlanta where it all happened. Okay, Black Panther director Ryan Coogler was mistaken for a bank robber.
Oh my God! Yes,
yes. What's the deal? But you know what? They say a lot of it was for the people out there. We'll tell them what happened. First of all, I'll just lay it out for everyone else. According to Atlanta Police Department report, the Bank of America employee called the police after Coogler passed her a filled out withdrawal slip with a note written on the back asking tellers to be discreet with the transaction. When the officers arrived on scene, Coogler was still inside the bank, and officers brought him outside and handcuffed him as they investigated. And I saw the body cam footage and all that kind of stuff like that. And I mean, we always write stuff on it. Do you feel like it was a situation where, because I think he was asking for like 10,000. Do you feel like the teller, $12,000.
Yeah.
And like the teller just lost their mind because it was that amount of money, or they just wanted to cause something. What do you felt was going on in that kind of situation?
I felt like she just got scared and freaked her and just spooked her out a little bit because something must have happened earlier and it freaked her out. It's kind of spooked her out a little bit, and then she wasn't really clearly thinking who he was, and then he had on a mask, so she wasn't really clearly understanding who it was. And she saw his ID, but I don't think it really clicked up there that who he was. I think it just freaked her out a bit.
Yeah, like she didn't know that he was a producer, is what you're saying, or that he was, somewhat famous, so she didn't think about it. She
and the fact that that it was his count in general, because if I go to a teller and I'm filling out a slip and I'm giving some directions like I always do, I just don't expect anybody to call the police on me.
Right. They said he put his PIN number in, it went through. He had his ID up there, all that went through, but I think it just spooked her out.
And because in some cases, people rob banks that way. They write it on a note, and it's protocol. If somebody write a note, I got a bomb in his backpack, and I'm gonna blow this thing up. If y'all don't give me this amount of money, it's protocol for them to just hand over the money. But her calling the cops,
right and discreet,
right,
was the issue.
So I'm pretty. I think that was an honest mistake at that point. I don't think it was race. A lot of people gonna play it that way, but again, you can't be too sure these days. I mean, the world's a crazy place. So
and then they got these people that wearing these masks in places, and you don't know who's behind who.
But I don't think if a white man went in there and asked for $12,000, he would have got the cops called on him. And you know what I'm saying? I don't feel that would have happened to a white guy.
So you feel like there's some racism on that part.
Discrimination.
But
I think it was a black girl. I think it was a black girl that was his teller.
Yeah, it was.
Really? It was a black girl that was his teller. See, like I said, I think she got spooked out.
She wouldn't even question the white dude. She wouldn't even question him.
I don't think so either.
Yes, boss.
I think she got spooked out. Yeah.
You know something? I'm going to share with y'all a story. Hold on, Rick is telling me he's trouble.
Well, why are you doing that? Trey came back. Jimmy came back and said Trey is stressing Jay to pick it out. And then he said, I think they should.
But why?
Who?
Give us some information, Jimmy, why Trey is stressing Jada out.
Then he said, I think they should let. And then he did something like let this slide. Cops should just did their job. Just let it. They cops just did their job or whatever. So they should just let it slide. Let it go.
Right. Well, you know something. I mean, I know they try to be, cautious for the people. I have actually witnessed something firsthand that could have been super scary. Well, it was super scary when it first happened. I pull up to Bank of America, and I'm sitting right in front of the door, like maybe one space over. And my friend is in the bank there, and I'm waiting for him to come out. All of a sudden, this guy hits the door. He's running top speed coming out of the bank. He is dragging a female police officer. She's hanging on for dear life as he's dragging her. And he gets him, starts running, and she ran. She called him. And so then I heard her when she was coming back. She said, "You gave me a run for my money." And so she got him and everything. But he was trying to pass off a check in that bank. And because my friend was in the bank, so he was telling me what had happened inside the bank, was sitting outside where I was, and they hit that door top speed running. He dragging that cop. I was sitting right here. I didn't know where to go, what to do. And I was like, please don't let nobody have no gun. I mean, the cop had the gun, but don't let the dude have the gun. He was a nice robber though, because he didn't do anything bad. He just tried to get away.
Yeah. And all that was going on, it never crossed your mind to dial 911, did it?
No.
Or to leave. Try to leave.
It was like jump out of the car to the ground, duck down in the car. I was
like crouch down, like you don't see me, I ain't here.
That's the only thing I can think of.
My father had passed away some years ago, and
nobody called the cops for help.
He had less insurance money, and when I went to go get when I put the money in the bank, when I went to go withdraw the money, I went through the drive-through. I won't get out passing no notes. I told the lady, I said, "You fill the information out for me, and I just tell you what I want." I said, "Because I don't want no mistake of me trying to rob nobody's bank." And she started laughing. She started laughing at me. I said, "No notes." I said, and I said, "When you make them a bills," I said, "I want everything small bills." I said, "Give me a few big bills, but give me some small bills too." She was like, "Okay, Miss Dawn, I got you." I said, I don't want nobody making no mistakes saying trying to rob the bank, because I ain't got that. I ain't got to get me.
Right.
Ain't got to get me.
So you ain't doing none that time.
I'm a scary person.
I get it 1,000%. I truly do. But when I first heard the story about Ryan Coogler, my mind did go back to the incident, which I witnessed. Let's just say, in my own little way, I can understand just a little bit. In my own
they were showing the whole thing on. They were showing the whole thing on. Was it TMZ this morning? I think it was TMZ.
Oh wow!
And they showed the body camera and everything, and they showed the note. And like I said, I think the girl, the teller, was black. I think she was black.
Yeah,
the way she was talking in the background, it sounded like she was black.
I think they said that on Good Day Atlanta this morning, and because that's where I saw it again.
So he was in Atlanta when this happened.
Mm-hmm. Might have been the same Bank of America, though, was it? It wasn't. He was over at West Paces Ferry, and I was down.
So it did happen in Atlanta.
Yeah. Yeah, I was down at East Point. So, but Camp Creek is Camp Creek. I like the whole shopping area. That is still considered East Point. All right, here is a story that I've been hearing a lot about too. But I'm bringing it to the table just so that I can get you all's view of what you would do in this situation. Keisha Cole, I believe she was on Unsung, and she was talking about her friendship with Eve being over after she slapped the girl for trying to grab Eve's purse. So she was going through the particulars of what had happened, and I'll read to you just a little bit about what she was saying. Yeah, it was TV One's uncensored instead of unsung, and she just kind of she was with Tammy Roman as the director for the show, and she just got into a little bit more detail about what happened to her friendship, which ended abruptly with Eve. So she says, "I came straight from Oakland. It was still in me, and disrespect things that would happen, how we handle it from the hood was like, okay, yeah, we just fight. It took a long time to learn not to put my hands on people. You know what I'm saying?" She said it was a thing that happened with Eve like that.
It was a reflex.
Yep.
Yeah. She said, we walking out, somebody grabbed her bag or something like that. And she said, I just kind of turned around and slapped the girl. And I was like, girl, what are you doing? Like, period, back up. So, and she said that,
I told you they don't want to mess with Eve.
Well, no, that was Keisha that slapped. So Eve was really, Keisha slapped her. So Eve was really pissed off about it. And she stopped hanging out with Keisha. And she was like, I can't hang with Keisha. She be slapping people. And she said it taught her a lot because, they can get sued. Both of them can get sued in a situation like that. It wouldn't just be one. It could be both of them that could get sued. And so I was listening this morning to the Wendy Williams show with Kim Whitley and Finesse were hosting. And Kim was funny because she said she has a friend that is real subdued, and she has one that's like a person that'll pop off in a minute and slap somebody, and she picking this woman in the audience. She said, "You," and then the burgundy maroon sweatshirt. I know you slapped. You slapped a few people this week, and so she was just talking, picking at people. So my question is to y'all is: do you like to have those friends that are like the pop off friends who will handle any situation like that, or would you prefer to have somebody who is more subdued and handles themselves differently in those type of situations?
Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you can't help it. It's the family members that do that too. So you can't. You got family members. You got family members that'll be walking and somebody do something to you, and they're gonna just pop them off and keep on walking. Like, see, I told you I always got your back. Or something like no. I can't really say.
I would like a controlled comrade that can control it. That there's a time and place for everything. When it's time to pop off, I need somebody that's not gonna run away. But I mean, sometimes it's smart to run away from fights. You know what I mean? Because it's too much gunplay going on today.
Exactly.
So I try to de-escalate every situation and try to a lot of things don't even bother me enough to get me aroused to the point where I want to slap somebody. I just don't let people bother my spirit anymore like that. I think the people that pop off like that, they're still fighting the physical. But when you fighting the spiritual war that the enlightened ones are fighting, that petty shit that petty stuff don't mean nothing,
Right.
Keep going on about your day.
I
think so too.
To a certain
let me see what's going on in this chat that I should be seeing. Oh Lord. Bernard is up in there.
I see Bernard. That's what made me laugh. That's what made me laugh. Right.
Well, let's
Bernard
see.
said, I don't hang out.
And I understand what you're saying, Shelton. Jimmy's asking what would I do, and I'll say that in a few minutes. And Bernard was saying I don't hang with undisciplined people. Fighting shows their immaturity, and I agree. I don't necessarily like the pop off folks, but I do agree with you all. I think Shelly, you might have said this, that you need that person, that there are certain situations that come in from time to time that do warrant that somebody get their ass handed to them real quick, because they might be doing something so quickly that you have to respond. I can get that because it might be so disrespectful that you just have to respond. So I do get that too. But generally speaking, I want to hang with the people too who are showing their class, not the ass. So I'm generally on that page. But if something go down, like my mom used to tell me and my sister, she said, somebody jump on one of y'all, neither one of y'all better come home. You better be jumping in it. And that's just how we do.
Like leave the other one out. But I think they should have, if anything, it shouldn't be a thing where they just completely like not communicate or just not be friends anymore. It's definitely warrant a discussion or something that needs to be, had.
True.
But certain friends, you do kind of need to know who they are and how they carry themselves before you bring them to certain establishments.
If they've been friends long enough, they've been friends long enough.
I'm saying, but
I don't think she has. I don't think Keisha has a reputation of being that ghetto chick, So she's pretty classy, but
they're the friends you need.
But she was saying she was coming straight out of that situation, and she had not adjusted her whole personality yet, and that's what made her jump. And I guess this is an incident that kind of awakened her to the fact that some people are not going to want to be around you in this industry if you're popping off like that. So I think she kind of changed from there and became more classy. But Keisha came from a lifestyle.
It's good she learned her lesson through that. It's good she learned that lesson. So
y'all talking about like
Keisha. Good. Big ups to Keisha Cole.
That's right.
Y'all talking about like classy and being up in it, But my thing is, we went. Me and some of my family members went to a party on base. Everybody in our group is we know how to act. When we go out, we know how to sit back. We don't let things just bother us like right off gate.
Right.
So we was sitting there, had our drinks, enjoying the night. When the time the club was over, we left. We was leaving. Some guy was like trying to talk junk to one of the guys that were with us, and this other little dude that was with us. He was from New Jersey or somewhere, and he was just here visiting family members. And he was like, "Yeah, look, I'm not letting nobody mess with y'all. I got this. No, you keep calm. We got this. We okay. We trying to carry ourselves the right way. Ain't nobody going to jail tonight." Well, we got ready. When we left, the guy stopped us. And they were out there arguing. The little short dude from New Jersey spit. When he spit out a razor blade out of his mouth.
Whoa.
What?
He spit a razor blade out of his mouth. And it went right for dude's face. It went right for dude's face. I was like, I got to go. I got back in the car. Matter of fact, I was the youngest one. I was maybe third to the youngest or something like that. Right. But I was scared. The next thing I know, here come the MPs pulling up. I said, "Oh yeah, it's time to go." I said, "I would not go out with y'all no more."
Right.
No more.
You ever have? And I'm gonna say this, and then we move on. You ever have those people that that are just a magnet for trouble when you go with them? You almost know, you could almost set your watch to the fact that they're going to do something and make your whole night go crazy. You have those people that have been in your life at some time that are like that.
Yeah, that's that. Yeah, I know people like that, but they project that. They project that, so that's the energy that they get back. And it's a lot of people that get caught in the crossfire like that, and that's not good. That's not good company to keep.
What I say?
I don't think it's definitely not safe to. If you get into an altercation with somebody, don't leave that altercation. Go get your people and then come back. It's only going to get worse from that point.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yes.
Yeah.
When you hear people saying
Don't
that, you just leave the situation, leave it alone. I mean, it saving your own life can be just backing down and say, "Oh yeah, we had a misunderstanding." That can be just saving your life right there. Some people be like, "Oh, just being a coward," and they disrespected me. Man, disrespect and save your life. Keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Just keep it moving.
I'm looking at the chat, y'all. If I start laughing like that, I'm looking at the chat. They are tripping in chat.
Yeah. I see Bernard over there. Bernard saying, "If you touch me, I will hurt you for real, for real." And then Jimmy was saying that Keisha from Oakland, yeah. And Bernard talking about, "I don't do crazy." I know that's right. But Jimmy said way back up, he said, "Nowadays you need one in the crew." And something like I said, it's always good to have somebody that will be down. I had a friend of mine, and I haven't talked to her in years, and she was a girl, hang out with me, tall white girl, but she grew up in East Lake Village. Don't let it fool you at all, because she was at a club one time, and she was before I knew her, and they said the announcer the DJ was on the mic saying she was tearing up 3 black girls at one time, beating their ass. So don't let that fool you. I just had to stop taking that situation.
Can I say one thing before you move on?
Yeah.
Mr. Bernard was right, because you do need one in the crew. Jesus even had one in his crew. He had Peter. When them officers put their hands on Jesus, Peter chopped that ear off his ass as soon as they touched him. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I ain't
He didn't really speak no word. He just went.
Yeah. And then Jesus told him, "Peter, put that thing away, man."
Yeah, like you don't have to use that. Yeah. Like cool, I got this.
You got to have one. You got to have you alive.
Y'all took it over to biblical. All right, then. Y'all took it over to the biblical. I ain't mad at you. I ain't mad at you.
They was hood back then. They was hood. It was real hood.
Yeah. They had Keisha Coles back then too. So
See,
you gotta watch out for them crazy. You gotta watch out for them people that sit that hey, yeah, we cool, but then they sitting in the back and watching and real silent.
That's right. We're the ones that are cracking skull.
That was sitting up there. That was sitting up there in the corner, y'all. Y'all gotta watch her. She's just like her sister.
When I get angry, when I get angry,
people like her sister.
Girl, like everybody would say, when I get angry, I'm worse than Renita. I'm like two Renitas. Renita come with thunder. Renita had to pull me because when I get to that level, then I'm like, I ain't even caring. I ain't even caring no more. My goal is just to stop you, not kill you, but completely shut down your whole party. You're done for the night. You go home and go to sleep. That's my only goal at that moment. I don't want to take your life away, but I'm sure gonna stop that damn situation. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all, let's move on.
Joiner thing.
Yeah, it's a Joiner thing. You know what I'm saying? All right, y'all. This is I'm gonna say my comments after this, but if you all haven't heard, some of the talk shows this week bit the dust. The Real was canceled. And now they're saying that all the ladies are out of work now. That's Adrienne Bailon, Lonnie Love, Jenny Mai, and Garcelle Beauvais. Looks like Jeezy needs to go get him another woman. He hung on to Keisha Cole for a while. That didn't work out. Now he went and married Jenny Mai. He better go get him another woman that can carry the bill for him.
Oh,
so what happened with The Real?
They got canceled. So
I guess the twin left. Well, I ain't watched it in a while, so I guess.
Yeah, I haven't watched it since Tamara. Yeah, I haven't watched it. She talked about how toxic that situation was, and I haven't watched it since that time. I'm not that I was watching it for her. Talk amongst yourselves real quick. Let me get my dog straight. I'll be right back. Let me get my co-host straight real quick.
Oh yeah. And see, yeah, I haven't watched it in a while, but I do remember them with the thing with
Whoopi,
with Tamar Braxton, and how she was saying that Lonnie was hating on her.
Yeah.
So
she said, I'm gonna read that to y'all in just a few moments. Let me go ahead and give y'all a little bit of backstory because what Margo is saying is absolutely right. The Jasmine brand broke the story. The network has decided to pull the plug on the Sally Ann South Sino produced program due to the ratings suffering during the past season. Because I tell you honestly, I forget that they're on. Honestly, I do. The show has lasted 8 seasons and has gone through several changes in the lineup. The original cast was Adrienne, Lonnie, Jeannie, Tamara Mowry, and Tamar Braxton. Remember, it was 5 hosts at the beginning, and they say that the show came on in 2013, and Braxton would later accuse Lonnie Love of working behind the scenes to get her fired. She accused the comedian of writing a letter to the network asking for Braxton to be removed as a co-host. And Braxton reignited that whole feud again in 2019 when she publicly told her ex-coworker to cut the BS, okay? And then y'all remember in 2020, they had Amanda Seales. She came in for a little bit, but she was there for less than a year, claiming that she was unable to talk about real issues. And the show had a lack of minority execs and production companies behind the whole show. And so she left that. And then they got Garcelle Beauvais. They just really wanted someone who would come in and be a good girl and not say that much. And I guess Garcelle fit the bill, but also that, the ratings just went down. Because I tell you, honestly, I forget it's on. I'm watching.
I haven't watched it since Tamara left. I hadn't watched it since I used to watch Wendy every day and watch them right after.
Right.
But I hadn't watched since Tamara left.
Yeah, I didn't even know she left. That's how long I ain't watched it.
When
I watch it every now and then.
I took it as they would speak more about our culture, right? But I don't think Jeannie is. I don't think she's been in the culture long enough to be able to speak on it.
Don't get me started.
The other girl with 3LW, she wishy-washy, Right. I don't know. And then Lonnie Love, she just That's Lonnie. I love Lonnie. Lonnie. Ain't gonna lie.
Have y'all ever watched Lonnie's face when they be talking about
she
different
couldn't hold
topics?
that show up. She couldn't hold it. Without Tamara, there was no show anymore. Honestly.
Right. Tamara came with the experience.
Yeah.
And that kind of made the show a little bit more solid because of her experience. And then when she left, it was just like people halfway knew the rest of them. You know what I'm saying? Because Tamara been on TV since she was a little girl. So when she left, it's like people just halfway. I see it if I'm passing channels. And I'm sorry when they put, I like Garcelle Beauvais, but I just didn't see how that was in the addition to the cast. I don't see how that made a difference to pull up the rate. I think they were trying to bring in an older audience, but an older audience is going to watch The View or even The Talk.
Right.
You know, I couldn't see that. And I don't watch any of those shows anymore, but especially The View, because it wasn't a view. It was one view.
You said
so like if you one view.
One-sided view.
if you had that show, who would you replace the cast with right now to revamp it and get those ratings up? Who would you use to replace Tamara, Jeannie? What was that? The little 3LW girl?
You know what? I'd use everybody from the show Insecure and let them sit on the stage and do it.
Yes.
And all of them. It would
have to be Issa. Yeah, it would definitely be Issa.
Yeah. That way Amanda Seals will still be on there.
She's live. I like her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you know who else?
I would have to who?
The person.
Who would you say?
They're from The Orange Is the New Black. I don't want to mix their name up.
Which one?
I know I'm talking about.
I think I know who you're talking about, but I don't know her name either. Because I think she just not too long ago got married and stuff.
Transgender lady.
Laverne Cox. Yeah, Laverne would tear it up now.
Yes, Laverne,
she would
right?
Tear it up.
Yeah,
it's safe to say it's done. If Laverne was on there, it would be done. You know, and there would be no problems either. Because Laverne, she gonna get that mess straight. But my understanding is that she's gone on to do so many other shows and all, and she probably wouldn't have any time. I'm sure they shopped around and asked a lot of people.
If we're talking about ratings now, you know the ratings gonna jump through the roof.
Right.
With that one on there,
Right. I'm sure that if not her, many people like her too were probably asked, but she, you know, those people probably didn't want to try to go to what was probably deemed as a sinking ship. You know, it was probably
RuPaul is killing it right now.
Yeah.
Ru is killing it.
Yes, I love Ru. I do. I love me some Ru. All right, y'all. Let's go. I know, right? Let's go into this whole. Let's see. Let me get rid of a couple of these stories because my computer over here got a lot of open windows. Girl, Veronica has mentioned
10,
to me
9, 8, 7, 6, 5. Count, Tanya.
4, 2. What we count for?
Cause you know how I don't want you getting upset.
I think she's getting mad or upset or something.
See, I ain't gonna be mad. Veronica, you're gonna have to start counting when I tell you this, because you just said this to me yesterday. You said that you wanted to go to this restaurant in the A.
She ain't got no bad rating, do she?
Yes, they say Candy Burst and Todd Tucker's restaurants still have a C health inspection ratings.
No, thank you. I don't want to go there.
Okay, yeah, they said it's a C.
What is she serving?
Now, when we look at the menu, it's a lot of Southern cuisine. Chicken and peas and
what? Really cleanliness, like y'all ain't cleaning up.
They doing something, but let's just dig in for a moment. Here, and I'm going to skip some of the things. We all know she's from the Real Housewives of Atlanta. We all know that she's with the group Escape. We all know that the Old Lady Gang is named the restaurant, named after her mama and her 2 aunts. We all know the history, how everything, and they have Blaze Steakhouse and Blaze's the neighborhood daughter. And, they have a lot going on here today, right? Well, they're saying, of course, owning a restaurant is not easy, and they both have had their own pitfalls, specifically when it comes to keeping up the health inspections, and it hasn't improved. As reported by Radar Online, both Old Lady Gang and Blaze have not improved on the C ratings that they received in 2021. The last imprecation for Old Lady Gang was in July of 2021. The inspector noted that the manager was not displaying active managerial control to prevent foodborne illness. In addition, the inspector saw sliced cheese, raw salmon, and sliced tomatoes being kept at room temperature above 41 degrees. In the weeks prior to that inspection, Old Lady Gang also came up short with the inspection criteria. The official overseeing an inspection saw no hand soap in the main kitchen. They also witnessed sliced cheese, raw hamburgers, shrimp, chicken, and crab cake not being stored at proper temperature. As for Blaze, steak and seafood, back in May 2021, had a score of 55.
Oh, no.
Out of what?
Yeah, out of 100.
Wow.
It forced them to temporarily close to fix many issues. The inspector observed employees switch from working with raw food to ready to eat food without washing hands. Food handler touched raw oysters and raw salmon and proceeded to handle ready to eat leafy greens with the same gloves on improperly. Expired buttermilk wasn't disposed of. Yeah. Also, toxic substances were not properly identified, and there were 2 unlabeled spray bottles of chemicals, and both back doors were open, which allowed rodents and other animals to come into the establishment. So, wow. They said additionally, the inspector observed the interior of the both ice makers, large in the kitchen and small in the bar, had a large accumulation of pink organic residue. The issues caused Candy and Todd to shut down Blaze to correct the issues, and they were able to reopen within weeks. So Blaze only earned a 77
No, thanks.
last time here. So Veronica, it's a no for you.
No, it's enough for me.
No for me.
She lost the hype. She lost the hype.
I don't know. I know. I want to go somewhere and eat somewhere famous.
They need to
North
go
Carolina.
and
Just
go
North Carolina. They Grange, North Carolina. That I can go somewhere other than McDonald's.
Right.
They gotta go back to do their food handler stuff.
Yes, they gotta get it together first before we try to get over there. So I get it wholeheartedly. Before we try to get over there, you want to make sure that it is together and right. Yeah. You know what? Huh?
I told you I want.
She asked you for your drink.
She wants some popcorn.
No, the chips.
I don't have chips. I got popcorn.
And while we at it, Jimmy said that she got roaches, and Bernard said low health inspection below 90%. No way. Jose. Now, let's see. Oh wait, no way, Jose. Now I think Bernard was saying put Beyonce on the reel, and then he was also saying Jada Pinkett. Those might be real, but we don't have the real Beyonce or the real Jada Pinkett right now, so those wouldn't be so good. Because we just talked about Beyonce not being the real one last week, and now we got Jada this week. So from what I have seen, we don't have the real people right this moment, so we can't require too much. You know what, y'all? I did a snapshot of y'all just now, and you're moving around. I said, well, let me go ahead and tell them I'm doing a snapshot so that I can get them to smile properly, because Veronica has already told me don't take no snapshot unless she knows that I'm taking it.
Look, so she's ready.
Yeah, let's do this. But I'm going to have to smile to do this, and y'all keep going. And then one more time, just stay where you are. Okay, let's see how these look. Because y'all
Awesome.
know I put these up for the show
Yeah,
all the
you did.
time. And so, yeah, so I want to make sure because sometimes I catch y'all at the oddest
Yeah.
times.
Mhm.
Right.
And I'm trying to do better. Yeah, that's cute. Not necessarily for me, but because for me, I'm always doing something. But for y'all, look good,
Miss
so I put
Tandy,
it up. Yes,
can I ask you a question?
yes.
On your computer with all your stories, has
Uh
anything
huh.
popped up about how much the COVID numbers have dropped since the war has been going on in the Ukraine?
Okay, can
Hmm.
I ask you this? Because okay, okay, because there's some words in there that I can't say. We can't say again, but like the c word and even the u word. But the
Oh
thing is,
yes,
yeah. But I'm gonna ask you this: Have you noticed that that seems really kind of funny? That why
Mhm.
something would drop like that because it was never real to begin with. They just had another thing that they
uh-oh.
did. It
Oh,
just came up with another thing that they did. And another thing that they have not spoken about, I would say this one word, I'm going to try to divide it so that I won't get in trouble.
You
You
say
know, when you're
biscuits.
in
Don't forget you can say biscuits.
this,
Remember Mike saying biscuits.
yes, biscuits. Yeah. Okay, remember, it has never been mentioned one time on the news about the bio. And when you were in school, you worked in a lab. They've never mentioned that, and there's 13 of them over there that were destroyed, and it's never one time been mentioned on the news. Why? Because there was a plan to destroy our planet for the fall, taking out 70% of the population. So therefore, not one time has that been mentioned. Not one time has the chemical plant that happened years ago, the taking over of that been mentioned. They tell you bullshit on the news, and if you're still watching the news, then you deserve to be lied to. Take your ass off that news, and if you do watch it, you will ask it one question. You say, "How are you going to lie to me today?" So if you're watching the news and you're not asking that question, then they just fooling you, and you're watching a good little movie that's going to trick your mind and drag you into the darkness that they do every single day. But yes, you're absolutely right. Those numbers, they ain't there. Because guess
it's
what?
crazy.
They never were. They never were.
I I'm we here. We here.
Yes, they never were. So, but moving on. We're gonna safely turn a corner real quick. Okay, let's
Yep.
see. We're gonna get rid of the old lady game real quick and not talk about that no more. Oh, you know something? I wanted Rick to be on here to talk about this here, but maybe he will
Has
hear
he
it,
tried to come back
forget
in?
about it. No, he hasn't tried to come back in yet, but you all know that I said to him when we were talking about remember when we were roasting one another and I kept saying that he
Hmm.
reminded me of Bookman from Good Times.
Yeah.
Yeah, I kept saying it. I kept saying it. And then I saw the report here. Johnny Brown, who played the building super, Nathan Bookman, the beloved 1970s sitcom Good Times, he has died.
No.
And yeah, he
Oh.
yeah, he was 84 years old. And so he died on March 2nd. And the family of course was devastated and heartbroken, and he will be missed. I really meant to grab a pictures for the people who may not know what he looks like, but he played Bookman, the building superintendent, not superintendent, supervisor, building supervisor, I guess you could say supervisor on Good Times. So anybody
Yeah.
still watching Good Times, go back and take a look at it. And he's no longer with us. And while I'm on that same note, how many people watch Sesame Street?
I was gonna bring that up because
Yeah.
Watch what?
in my field of
Ses-
work,
yeah, that's
Sesame
your field of
Street.
work. You want to talk about it?
Well, I had you can't see my shirt because it's up under the sweater, but I wore this time at everything I learned in life or that I need to use in life. It began on
Uh-huh.
Sesame Street. Um,
Oh
Oh,
yeah.
the guy that played Lewis, I think he probably
mhm.
might have been the only one that was married, like on the show.
Right.
Of Sesame Street. He
Mhm.
passed. He was 81
Emilio
years
Delgado.
old.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, really?
Hispanic guy. Yeah, he just passed. I was like,
So,
oh man, you know he was
not
always teaching the kids something too.
right.
had a message out there with Big Bird and all of them. So yeah.
Right. Mm.
But
Yeah,
I
I
was
used to
singing a
watch Sesame
song.
Street too.
good old Sesame Street.
Yeah. Can you tell me how to get to Sesame
Sesame
Street?
Street.
The little kids always sing it.
Yeah.
Well, you know.
Glover. That
Oh, Grover.
was my boy.
Well, since you like Grover, this here is a story, and once again, I should have taken the time to put the picture up where you could actually see this. But if y'all want to, I'll still bring it over to the other computer and put it up where you can see it. Depressed parrot breaks his silence after owner dies by uttering a very naughty word. Okay, so there's this parrot, Jesse, the African gray, also likes to make fart noises and cackles at his own bad jokes. Okay, so he's off the chain. So these people, I guess, the lady and her family, they came to adopt him or whatever, and he regularly tells his new owner Rachel Leather to f off. He tells her that, and she finds it hilarious, and she can't imagine her life without him. So she said his language is awful, but he just makes us roar with laughter. Okay, I'll give you a little bit backstory on it. Jesse was taken in by the RSPCA in Bournemouth, I guess it might be another country, after his previous owner died, but was so grief-stricken that he used to pluck out his own feathers. And if you see it, his head is covered in feathers, and his body, you could tell he's plucked out all his own feathers and everything. So he was just, he's just upset. Yes, yes. And so they say the most that he would occasionally say is goodbye. But within 24 hours, moving in with Rachel, and her partner Carl, and the 2 dogs and 5 cats in Aberdare, Rhonda, Sion, Taff, and he was nattering away at himself, it's still in his body. The 9-year-old has learned Carl calls dog behaviors Rachel babe. So Carl calls his woman babe all the time. So Jesse, the bird, shouts out, babe, fuck off. He does that all the time. So this is what the parrot is doing. So I just think it's the cutest. You have to be an animal lover like me to get that. But to have a parrot, and it goes hand in hand. If y'all watch 911 this week, how that mean macaw on there was talking crap to the captain. So, but did y'all see? Did anybody see 911 this week? Yeah, they had a macaw parrot on there, and he was talking much crap, but really he was just repeating some stuff from the earlier days, because those birds live for 100 years.
Yeah, and her boyfriend or husband or whatever it was, he must have been saying some stuff in front of that bird.
Yes, because they pick up stuff, so he was picking that up. Yes.
Fat ass. What up, fat ass? I want a cracker. I want a cracker. Did anybody see your breast steak? Oh, your breast steak.
I gotta see that.
Yeah, right.
Well, you know what? What other thing? Have you all had a chance to see Nick Cannon's show?
I've done bits and pieces of it.
I've only seen that clip when he was talking about the death of his child. I thought that was sad.
Yeah.
So
you all better look quickly, because it got canceled too. So it will not be signed. You don't like it?
What was wrong with the show, Veronica?
That's not Nick Cannon. talk host. That's not Nick Cannon.
Do you think he should just stick to Wildin' Out?
Wildin' Out or some kind of game show or something, but not no
talk show.
You like him on there? I thought it was kind of cute. You know what I'm saying? I didn't watch it. I'm gonna be honest and say I only watched maybe 2 times because I don't know. I get to a point where all the things start to blend a little bit for me, you know, and I just can't invest myself in another. Like I have my shows, right? And I just like I have an exclusive Tanya list. And it takes a lot to get on my list. I'm sorry. I might try a show one time. And if you do not pull me, you out. You know what I'm saying? I got 2 shows I'm trying out right now. I'll let your ass go quickly. But I just could not take in another talk show. You know, but I respected that.
No, I don't want. Yeah, that's another reason. I don't want another talk show. And then I just rather for him to stick to what he doing. That's just not Nick Cannon to be doing somebody's talk show, and you know.
I think he was kind of good at it, but I think he just came along at a bad time.
Well, to me, he has a good time slot because he's better than any other talk show that's on Kelly and Regis, or was it Kelly and Ryan now?
Oh yeah, that's so tired.
I can't stand that.
That's
the worst TV show on right now. They talk about absolutely nothing every single day,
tired,
and it annoys the hell out of me.
Yes,
but
I don't watch them so tired.
What I like Nick Cannon doing is The Masked Singer. That is a great show.
Yeah.
Nick Cannon did a great job with The Masked Singer. I love it.
I think so too. I mean, he's not going to hurt for anything. He is one of the hardest working guys. Yeah. And so I think he's not going to hurt for anything.
That's why I support him and everything because I'm an advocate for lupus.
Yeah, he does.
Nick Cannon is a soldier, man, and I appreciate everything that he's doing.
Right.
He's a good, great man. Yeah.
What do you say, Veronica?
Don't he still on Nickelodeon? Don't he still have a part of Nickelodeon?
He has Incredible, the headphones. He's doing a lot of things, man. Nick got his hands in a couple.
Yeah, he got his hands in a whole lot of stuff. Nicole, they take care of the kiddies.
Yeah, he works hard. He works hard. And so I'm proud of him for what he does, definitely. But I'm like this. I think it was a good job, and I agree with Shelton. Like some shows stay on because of their history, like Live with Kelly and Ryan. That crap's so boring to me. I used to watch it, and that crap is so boring to me. I do not watch it any longer. But I believe that they also block the space for a lot of other shows that could be on entertaining people. Yeah. You know, and if we were in a fair world and dealing with networks, which we're going to be doing one day,
I like them
shows like that should be on.
They're just waiting for us to fill that slot, Tandy. They just waiting for us to fill it.
You're so right. I sit over here now, get ready to post. That's what I'm always doing. I'm always working on.
I mean, because think about this. I seen Victor Newman. And think about my grandma. What made me watch The Young and the Restless when I was a kid?
Yeah,
he's still
alive. Mine too.
He's still alive. Like, what is he doing?
Jack is still alive too. I seen him the other day. Okay. Jack is still on there. I hadn't seen Chrissy, but I know Jack is on there.
Oh, okay.
I quit watching when Miss What's her name died. I just quit watching it.
Who was
she died?
Restless.
When she died, I died with it. I was like, I can't watch it no more.
Miss Chancellor?
Yes, she made the show. I mean, she made the stories. That was the one that
that's still running. The Young and the Restless, all of that.
I used to watch. I think my grandparents, aunt or something like that, used to be Guiding Light.
Yeah,
that was my show. And as the world turns,
Old and the Beautiful. Yeah,
but I seen something.
I didn't get into General Hospital. Like they can. I don't.
Yeah, a little bit.
Days of Our Lives.
Look in the Laura area.
Yeah, or Days of Our Lives.
Days of Our Lives.
Y'all know something else I've noticed on the Young and the Restless.
What?
I've seen a whole bunch of us.
Yeah.
Coming on Young and Restless.
It did grow.
On all of them, really.
Yeah,
I've seen a whole bunch of that. Yeah,
right. That is true. I'll tell you, When I started watching The Young and the Restless, this was back during the times of Nikki and Snapper, and I was in with my grandmother, my mama be, and when Nikki wasn't supposed to be over somebody's house, and Snapper came to that door, and he slapped her. And he said, "Get out of here." And I always remember he slapped the fool out of Nikki and told her to leave. So that was my show from that moment on. I was a little kid, but the slap was real. And so I had that turned me on to watch that
Keisha
show.
reflex then.
Maybe he was from the hood too. Okay.
Right.
So what is the key to having a successful show run that long? Like on my TV right here, right now, I still see Dr. Quinn, Medicine Woman, with Della Reese and that other and that other actress. I forgot her name, but
Now,
I
that
see
show-
those shows. Law and Order has been on all my life.
Right. That's your syndicated shows at I think it's
They
usually
gon-
at like
they gonna make
100
them
episodes.
keep
You
staying
can
on.
get syndication. Yeah. I think you're right. I think you get like at like 100 episodes or so you get syndication. We would still be watching the Cosby Show had that stuff not gone on with Cosby, and they snatched all of that off every network and I'm missing the Cosby Show.
Yeah.
He's on now on some channels. He's up there now, but
Well, I
you
haven't
rarely
seen
watch it.
Because
Yeah.
okay, like I for instance, like we see what white supremacy and white culture is. We see that every day.
Right.
I would like to show and express my culture too, and I would like to know how Black people are in Delaware and how they were raised in their history. You know what I mean? Like,
okay, yeah, I'll tell you this, Shelter, and this is absolutely the truth. You know, Michael did speak about that one week, how there's a lot more Black people on TV, and I started really noticing. I've started seeing it for a while, popping up in commercials, shows directly focused around us as main characters. It's something that I've never seen before. And it is something that is slowly moving into place now, but we have to do more content ourselves to make sure that it continues to be in place.
I'm working on it.
It is up to us to bring that content to make sure that it stays in place. You know, let's see if Rick is back
up,
in
Rick?
this
Oh
thing.
my God.
If his mic ain't been amongst them,
I'm like, I've never had this problem before. What it was, I'm like downloading like these different audio applications on my on my Mac, and I noticed on the pre-recording and it plays back, it's like it's double. It's like like it stutters. Am I still stuttering?
Right.
No.
No, you're right.
Okay, so what I did, I erased or I trashed those applications, but you have to be careful with applications that you download that are light or LITE. You're going to get the garbage files. So unless you go premium, you're going to get the bullish.
That's how they get you.
Yeah, and it's like, and that's why I was like asking around doing researches. But anyway, that's neither here nor there. I'm just glad that I'm back.
Welcome
Glad you're
back.
back.
I'm like, God, dog. I had enough time to catch up with old high school buddy of mine that kept his foot in my behind since freshman year. And I've been wanting to give him his flowers, him and his brother his flowers. Margo, Jacob Trevino. I'm sorry, like I know who you're talking about. I threw the name out there, but he was one of the most prominent. Man, whatever. Forget him. Margo.
You cut out a little bit.
We lost you.
You cut out.
You went mute. You went on mute. You mute yourself.
Okay. There it is.
Yeah.
You started going wild over there. You mute yourself.
It was like it's like giving your big brothers, so to speak, giving your big brothers their flowers. And I've been wanting to do that for so long. Though this has nothing to do with the subject matter, but it's like taking time out to give your brothers their flowers when he was telling me my freshman year, hey, Brother Noomsy. He would call me Brother Noomsy because we was talking about the Golden Child. And he goes, see, she's laughing, see? And he goes, Brother Noomsy, let me tell you something. I don't ever want to hear anything about you getting involved or being in the principal office for any effed up reason or for any dumb reason. And if I find out, we're going to have a conversation. And you're also going to have a conversation with my brother. And I was just like, wait, what in the hell is going on here? I didn't do nothing but just show up my freshman year in high school. And I told my dad this, Sabor. I told my dad this, and he just smiled. I'm like, why are you smiling? Because I'm glad you're getting a sense that just because you don't think that anybody's watching, that's when they're paying attention to your every move.
Ooh.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Speaking of paying attention to every move, it's time for us to move away from spilling the tea. I don't know if you heard anything that we were saying while you were away, Rick, but
no,
you
man.
know, I
no,
have
baby.
been teasing you about Bookman.
You know what? All this abuse that y'all doing right now.
But no, let me tell you this. What I had said about him is that he actually passed away this week. So the real person, the real actor had passed away this week, and so I was like, gosh, when we start talking about him, and then that happens,
wow.
but we wish his family, his surviving family, all the best, and may he rest in peace.
In the infamous phrase, damn.
All right, y'all. That's enough.
I guess that's before my time, I guess.
The good times, yeah.
For now.
That's enough tea for night. We're gonna go to the living room in just a second, y'all.
Really?
All right.
I was about to freestyle.
He's pouring That's all.
That's my way of saying it's over. It's over and it's gone.
He told it on this film. He spiked it.
Yeah, it's so spiked. It's a different color.
I was finna freestyle.
But you know what? It's time for the living room. So y'all, let's get at it.
And 5, 4, 3.
Back. It's time for the living room. And for those of you out there who are not familiar with the living room, this is our panel where we choose a subject and everybody kind of gives their view. And sometimes it's a debate and sometimes we're all family, but all love, but it's all, all good, whatever. Actually, y'all, tonight that wine is already getting to me. And I will admit I slipped ibuprofen in there too because a lot was going on. So I might just by the end of this be saying anything. So because my synonyms there didn't match, but tonight's subject matter is does size matter? Okay, and I had to add something else in there. The first thing people think about is the genitalia.
Yes, it does.
When it comes to body types, homes, money, etc. Blah blah blah. But Rick, you originally came up with this subject, so I want to know what was on your mind when you came saying about does size matter? What was on your mind?
Unmute your mic though.
Yeah, you're muted.
Mm-hmm.
Why goes muted automatically? But nonetheless, it's some kind of research throughout so many platforms. But I want to come from my own vernacular. It's the expectancy of men always expected to have the package at the forefront. It's always expected. When I say package, I'm meaning the low physical endeavor or the capability of filling in that sensual woman spot. But to take it further, it's like it's always expected that the man has to always have the eggplant in the emojis, right? However, what's not respected is that women or the counterpart rather, they can't be held accountable for the eggplant not filling those spots, even though he is doing all that is necessary or has the capability of filling that spot. It's like, all right,
Okay, we're gonna ask Rick. Yeah, we're gonna
hold
up for a minute because you're going too far.
No, not at all.
No,
not at all. Because it's like
no. We want to get into that. We want to get into that.
We go.
So,
you just supposed to
give us a chance to walk.
Yeah,
give us a chance to walk up in here with you before you start on that accusatory. And
it's muted again.
You're muted. You're muted.
And I didn't mute it. That's the thing. And I didn't mute it. Nonetheless.
But then your microphone is telling you to hush.
You know. That's how I look at it as when I get opposed to that. This is what I say. That's what happens when the lie wants to tell the truth.
Okay, let's get with that. Let's start. We're gonna start off with the genitalia. Since Rick has already dropped us in that space, and then we'll go to the body types and everything. And Rick has this view where, for the most part, I get along with Rick on a lot of things, except for when he starts getting on the whole women thing, and then I feel like I'm gonna have to be quiet or I will throttle him.
Correction. It is a view, meaning I have more than one because it's not just. It doesn't just fall on men. Because
we're gonna get into it. Okay, let's go. Do you all feel that there is an expectation on the men, but there's also the whole thing about the women, because some guys I hear said that they don't want to fall into the deep blue sea either. So do you feel like that is something that is very relevant when it comes to the genitalia? And then we'll go from other places from here, but let's just attack the obvious in the room right now.
I think
is this an issue?
I think it's more so dependent upon the individual. You know what you like, you know what you would hope for in your mate, and each person, different personalities, different everything, different sizes. That also goes with different. Yeah, it's and it's also dependent upon the person's maturity too. I can't just say, even if you come with that package, but if the rest of you ain't together, then eventually I'm gonna lose interest, because it's got to be your mind, your soul,
body, your soul,
how you carry yourself, how you treat, all that other stuff. Because it can be the dude with the bigger package, but it is a complete narcissist and asshole, and it can be a guy that got a little less, but hopefully he know what he's doing when he's in his zone, and it's hard. It has a hard goal. It just it's dependent, but size does count. I'm not gonna say it don't.
I agree with Miss Margo.
But
you cannot substitute for the package.
No,
I mean they got toys now. They got
but then
they got robots now. So you can't substitute. So I recant my statement.
No, but when you say that, after a while, if you're using all of those things, you're gonna end up going to those things versus
It's like a gateway drug, right? You try one and it's gateway, but
he said a gateway drug.
The guy gonna go through that, and the female's gonna be like, "I'll just get my bum."
I also want to piggyback off what you said. With is a person can come with the package and not know what to do with it because they're not spiritually in tune. I think I spoke about this like on my first podcast when I said that as a sapiosexual, a woman's intellect arouses me. So if I'm not turned on by your intellect and your feet, then we don't have nothing going anyway.
Marcus Graham.
Marcus
Graham.
have nothing going anyway.
Your
Marcus
mind and
Graham.
your feet.
That spiritual connection that you feel with that person, you don't even have to have intercourse or penetration, and you can still have an orgasm just off the touch of that person. The energy is in the room. I've done this.
Or being around that person to a certain degree, being around that person to a certain degree. But I definitely get what you're saying. It has to be more than just that, because that's not going to be the thing that just keeps you there. So it definitely, I mean, it counts. I'm not gonna say it don't.
You said it right. Yeah, you said
emotion.
Yeah, you said the thing.
It's gotta be like Legos. You know what
but
piece
look,
don't,
can't,
you know,
can't
the
women
Legos
like a glove.
It's like Legos, you know.
Can't women
what's
adjust?
Gonna build up?
Thing, you know, the Kegel muscles. Can't y'all adjust to the size? Y'all adjust to it, right?
We'll say that again.
Yeah.
Not all the time.
I'm trying to make sure I heard.
I was saying, like, can't women adjust to their man's size with the Kegel muscles, right? If he's too short, then you grip him and hold him. You know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, look,
like Tony Baker said, you got to grip him and hold him.
Hey, look here. Look here.
What do you think is a suction cup down there?
I'm just saying, you got to grip it and hold it sometimes. This is for women.
Interesting.
This is for women. Women have.
But the tripped out thing, I did hear eventually this one podcast, and I forgot who it was, but he said some of them it's like a coffee cup, and some of them is like a bucket. You gotta figure out what to do. It's like you don't know what you're gonna get when you get into it, but you gotta figure out what to do, whether it's a coffee cup or if it's a bucket.
But who has to do what?
So
because it's
so
like
basically
this. As go ahead.
Well, it sounds to me like the way that things started off, Rick, you are saying that there is an expectation that women have that the man has to have the eggplant. You feel that. Is that what you're saying?
Well, it's not that I feel that, but that's what was predominantly given. But even that, it's like even our X-rated stars, so to speak, or even those that are even non-X-rated related, eventually the big or the tight, eventually it runs out at some point. It can be, it's good and it's good. Oh my God, it's so good.
Co-host
but eventually certain gets old. It's like you can have the tool, right? But how it's being used or the mental, certain shit gets old. You dig?
One size fits all.
It's like I don't give a damn like how big or how tight it is. Eventually,
I get that, but I'm right. Anything gets old, and I get that. But as some people, like I said just now, I'm not trying to co-host a John Holmes movie, so a lot of people are like me on that. We're not trying to prove something. You know what I'm saying? We ain't trying to prove something that we could take it out. No, they're trying to prove none of that. You know, it's supposed to be a comfortable experience.
And that's the whole thing. Like, it's not about the biggest package or how many miles it got on it. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's.
You still don't want a lot of miles, though. Well.
True. Hold on.
True.
Well, hold on. Hold on.
You want the experience, but not
hold
the miles.
on. No.
I don't know if you can have that.
Like you can have 1,000, but not 1,000,000. No, I don't need it.
So how many miles is too much? Let's just discuss that. How many miles?
We'll change
too many miles.
What if you did it with the same person just over and over and over, like a lot for like 6 years straight?
No, then that's not that wouldn't be
that's
anything.
Not a lot of miles. Okay.
Yeah, that wouldn't be anything wrong because you've been with that one. Yeah.
I don't have a lot of miles. You know
it depends.
I have experience, but I don't have a lot of miles with a lot of different cars. Is what I'm saying.
It depends on the person. It depends. It does. It depends on the purpose. It depends on the person. It depends on the person because a lot of times people claim like, I don't want a woman that, or more so men. I'll speak on men. I don't want a woman that has a lot of miles and this, that, and the third, but then they complain like, damn, do you know how to, or damn, do you know anything? Right? It's like you can't have everything because it does take experience, right? Like, do you really want to know her body count as far as men?
No, he don't.
Do you really want to know her body count? But you want the capabilities of her body count. You know, it can be very subjective.
Yeah.
It can be very right.
Mm-hmm.
It can be very hypocritical because you can't have one without the other. Nonetheless, because like myself,
right.
Like do you really want someone that doesn't have experience, but you want her to be a virgin? Like, bro, like really? Come on, this is like
some unrealistic stuff.
Right,
right.
So
you
this
saying
this is the world that we live in. Like, I don't want like
I want you to know what to do, but nobody ever touched you before.
Type shit. Like you
can't have
like
hey Rick, you made a good point. Maybe like what if we looked at our sexual partners like a job, like, well, this person has 25 years experience. You know, I might want to roll with this one better than this person has 10 years experience.
That shouldn't matter.
You know what I'm saying?
You can wrap that up. A lot of women, you can wrap that up. You can wrap that up in less than a year. But then it's like, oh my God, she's so everything. But she did all this experience in less than a year or 5 years or whatever. But it's like, where did you learn this from? Or like, what is your body count? Do you really want to know? Or are you just enjoying the experience that's being shared at the time? Because
I wouldn't want to know her body count, but I would like to know, like, look, let's not beat around the bush. You know in your head already when you seen me, 2.5 seconds of the eye contact and the energy that I projected towards you, you know already if you're gonna fuck me or not. So if it's one of them nights, let's go ahead and get it out the way, and we can have breakfast in the morning and talk about the shit that we're gonna do afterwards.
With that said,
I shouldn't have to surrogate. I shouldn't have to, romance 6 months to do some shit that you wanted to do to me on the first night.
So then let me ask you this. By whether or not you know the body count and being willing to cook breakfast in the morning, does that body count even matter?
Absolutely not.
Why?
Her body count
Why not?
Her body count doesn't matter to me at all.
Okay.
Because I know she gonna feel the difference. I'm the difference maker of the body count. That's my
but why?
That's my mind state every time.
Oh, Rick,
no. But why? But why?
Why what?
Why are you the difference? Why are you the difference in the body count?
Why it would matter to me? Because if I did it, just say if I do 50 girls, I'm a player. I'm a G. If she do 50 guys, she's a slut or whore. I don't see it that way. I see we both experience partners, and we finna rock the world when we do what we do.
We'll rock each other world, right?
Absolutely.
I got you.
I ain't gotta coach you. You ain't gotta coach me.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Yes.
There it is.
I got a question for
You say you already got the playbook.
I'm on some grown human shit. You grown human shit. You know what you want. We know
your mic is muted.
The vibe is there. The vibe is there already.
You're muted. You muted, Rick. You muted. You're muted.
Don't waste that spark.
Fun.
Don't waste
you are
that
some
spark.
fun. You are on some fun experimental. You're on some fun. Like you had your experience. Let's share the experience, and let's have fun with it. Fuck your body.
Hey, you only got this vessel one time. You only got that vessel one time, Margo. Your spiritual being gonna keep moving, baby. You only gonna have them cute dimples one time.
Enjoy it and have fun with it. It's like people like a lot of men get so caught up in the body count, granted, but then they get upset like, oh, you don't know how to do this, you don't do that, like you don't roll right, you don't roll the way I like, but you can
say, man.
it's like
wait, something to the conversation.
chill out. Like we all
Tanya want to say something.
We all have our experiences.
So I'm gonna keep taking selfies until y'all
enjoy.
I'm dead ass serious.
Okay, you can talk. It went muted.
Okay. And that's another thing. Like I noticed that I noticed that it's like the standard is always different. It's okay for men, but not okay for women.
Right.
The stature is held differently and really fucked up. You want an experienced virgin? Like if you don't get that bullshit out of here.
That's why I kind of tune out and start taking my selfies, because I think that a lot of the narrative is just complete BS. And I totally feel like it goes from person to person, experience to experience, and there's nothing that is alike. You know, you can have
realistic
two people whose genitalia is almost damn near the same size, but that experience is going to be different because of the person. And I've always felt that, you know, so therefore I always have felt like it doesn't really matter because the people are different, you know. And I will always stay on that particular page. But I'm gonna add one more thing to this element. You talk about the genitalia, the size matters, but what about also the body type? Because some people say that she or he has to be banging bad body for them to be attracted to that individual, and some people just don't care. And I want to know how y'all feel about that as far as body type.
Well, look, I can only speak for myself. I can only speak for myself. Knowingly,
I have standards, but I'm gonna say I don't discriminate in race or ethnicity.
Right.
I've never been with a guy. I'm not planning on being with a guy or none of that shit. So I don't swing that way. But BBW's all good. Cougars, leopards, you know, tall ones, short ones. All women are good.
BBW.
You know, to me,
every time he says it, I have to do it.
BBW
individual that I like. You know what I mean? Even if it's their personality.
Right.
Even if it's their personality.
Right.
You know,
right.
You meet people for a reason. I really feel like that. And like I say, when the energy is right, it's undeniable. And I've had some one night stands sometimes, and I felt like, you know what? I just got used for my body. And you know what I mean?
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like,
you have
it's always
now,
what the narrative is always the girl gets her TT taken, and then the guy dumps her. Well, I had my piece taken and I got dumped. You know what I'm saying? It was like, I'm gonna hit you and quit you, and then that was it.
And they be like,
so, I had
somebody in public and they act like they don't know you.
Look.
Have you had that? Yeah. Like,
a lot of people get ghosted. A lot of people.
I was a notch under the belt. Yeah.
Oh wow. It's funny because I've never really heard it from a guy's point of view. So
say it again.
I say it's funny because I've never really heard it from a guy's point of view. You know, the other
most guys won't tell you.
So
but
mean,
it is what it is.
Because what's not said.
If she was a dude, I would have to call her a player. So it is what it is.
Because
she got what she wanted.
Because even look.
And I was like, touche. So I can't argue with that.
Women.
Ain't that right, Miss V?
I'll say this: women get ghosted for being too tight, and men get ghosted for being too big. Just even a matter of being too loose or being too small. It goes both ways. Not everybody can handle certain things.
I want to be drowned.
Okay.
I want to be drowned.
Whoa.
When I was a kid, that was a bad thing. Whenever I heard that as a kid, a woman telling a man, "I'll drown you," that was a bad thing. Well, I want to be drowned. I'll test them waters.
No, that's a challenge. That's a challenge.
Veronica face. What did you say?
But I still want to know about how you feel. Like, you know, like I have heard this guy say, "Oh, she's fine, but it's just too much."
It depends on what that too much is.
She too fine?
Because I used to have like a lot of male friends.
Like,
right, I had a lot of male friends, and I would always hear them talking. Right.
I don't feel like
look her up.
I don't feel like
too much. Fine, too much.
I don't feel like I'm not arrogant in this sense, right? And I'm not conceited, but
right.
Knowing that I can do all things, I don't feel like there's a woman that I can't have. If I put my mind on her, as a man thinketh, you know what I mean? If I put my mind and my energy toward her, I'm gonna get it.
Right. Okay.
Well, as long as the energy. Well, as long as
women do that too. Women can do that.
As long as
can look at a man immediately,
as long as
do exactly what I just said.
As long as the energy is deserving, because we'll do that, or people do deserving. That. Yes, doing that, putting your energy out, giving energy out, putting your energy out, giving energy out to those that are not deserving, so it goes wasted.
But you say that a lot when it comes to women, Rick.
No. I said in general. I know. I said in general. I said in general. And I meant in general. If I did not say that, I meant in general.
It don't mean if you're saying in general, but you say that a lot. Like you have run across some real unappreciative women or something.
I have.
You seem to have,
some shiesties.
I might have to put you in tandem therapy because you got muted again.
Yeah, I have.
You'll miss all the shots. Look, hey Rick, you'll miss all the shots you don't take. Don't ever think a woman is out of your league. She may be looking for that guy that just. There's 100 guys that think she's out of their league. She looking for that one to say, "Fuck it, I'm finna walk up and talk."
That's men.
I'm gonna be the different person.
That's men. That's men.
I still do old school shit like
write
numbers and little notes on napkins and leave it at the table when I leave the restaurant for
Indeed, but it's a matter of what you're willing to pay attention to. It's a matter of what you're willing to pay attention.
I left that note on that napkin.
Yeah, but it's a matter of what you're willing to pay attention to. What are you paying attention to?
Absolutely.
Is it worth? Absolutely. Is it worth looking at the napkin? Is it worth picking up the napkin and then eventually bringing it home? What is the point? What is the factor? What is the reason? What is the rhyme?
Well, you know what your intentions are.
Mm-hmm. Right.
Indeed. Only I know. Only I know. But at the same time, having a preconceived notion, or even having the discernment of that napkin from the jump.
But see, look, you know that when you get dressed and you leave the house and you put that cologne on, you already know what you're going to get. You know what you're going to look for.
Indeed. It depends.
Why you wear a hair
it depends on
and expose that neck.
It depends.
She's inviting you in at that time.
Yeah, it depends on your intentions.
If you wearing her shit down, she don't want to be fucked with that night.
Yeah, it depends on your intentions, and it depends on the welcome mat. Are you willing to step on that welcome mat and knowing or have an idea in terms of what is behind that door, or why would you go on that welcome mat to begin with?
I gotta go back on that deserving thing, because as a person, I'm always gonna feel like I'm deserving, and you need to feel like I'm deserving too. And I should feel that way about you. You know, I mean, because we should feel that way as people.
Yeah,
we should feel that way as people, just in general.
Okay, so but okay, you say deserving. You feel like you feel like you're deserving. Okay, now here's the thing. We tend to feel like we are deserving always, right? We feel like we're worthy. Indeed. Now, when you walk in that door, in terms of deserving, you may feel like you're deserving, but are they deserving? What is the content of the conversation? Who knows that?
Are you compatible?
Who knows? Who knows?
Ron, are you using compatible? Is he compatible to you? Or are you compatible to them? In other words, I mean,
it all boils down to this: are they worth your time? Right. That's all it boils down to, because you can't get time back.
You want to know that to the end of the night. You want to know that to the whole
right. You don't know anything. You can have this preconceived notion about yourself. I'm worthy. I'm this and that and the third. But until you know someone, they may not be worthy of your time, or you may
And
not
you
be
learn
worthy
that.
of their time.
Yeah, you learn
Right,
that,
and
and
to
you
learn
decide
that.
when
But
you
also,
it's time
yeah.
to jump ship.
But jumping off the rip, I feel like I am worthy. I feel like I am deserving jumping off the rip, because if I don't feel that,
everybody
then that
does.
other person's not going to feel that either.
And you're
Everybody,
gonna present
everybody,
yourself that way every time. You're gonna present
everybody feels
yourself
that way.
worthy for me to come talk to every time.
Everybody
Because if
feels
you're
that
not
way.
worth me to talk
Right.
to, I'm not even gonna waste my time going to talk to you.
Everybody
Exactly.
feels that way. They're like the best, or they're the most. This and that,
It
the third.
should.
But if I see
It
them fire
should.
engine red
Oh
toes, I'm
my
coming
God!
over
No, no, it's not. It's not.
Fire
It's
into
not. It's
red
not.
toes. That doesn't
Despite,
put
there. If
me
I
despite
see
on.
your,
them toenails,
despite,
I'm coming over there.
despite the confidence, despite the confidence, the door can be shut in
Yo,
your face. Despite the
Yeah, I
confidence.
mean, if that could, to me, is incompatibility, because it can be a person, they can be the nicest looking, they can even be the nicest acting to another person, but if that energy between you and that person, that vibe is not there, you're on the wrong vibration, then you should walk away if they slam it on your face. And there's nothing you can say about that. That is the setup for me, that person was not supposed to be in my life, in my world, because they could drag me through something that's unnecessary for me to go through. So they're saving me some time and
Right.
some
red flag.
trouble right that moment. You
Okay.
know,
So
that
so
I
let
would
me
go down the roads.
let me ask you this: what are the red flags, or what are the slamming door symptoms, or red flags rather? What are the door the potential door slamming signals from you or the counterpart? What are
I'll
the
tell you straight up what mine are. If I'm in conversation with an individual and they're talking too much and they're saying things about women that I disagree with, or they're talking about themselves in a way they haven't asked me anything about myself, or if it's just some people, they think that they're giving you a compliment and it's a low grade slam, so because some things are not a compliment and maybe too sexual, or just maybe stupid. I mean, there's different things that are assigned to me, talking about your money, just different things along
Oh
that
my
lines can
God,
serve as
Tanya,
a yes.
Tanya, even like how for instance, like how like this one young lady was like, I was like, what, 20 years, 21, and she goes in about how many awards she's won by being what do you call it, those pageants? Like she's like showing me her trophies, like I won the most beautiful, or the pageant for this and that and the third. And I'm like, first thing and foremost,
She wanted your praise. She just wanted
shot that I get. But here's the thing, the most grounding thing, you're talking so much and you're talking and you need a breath mint. Let's start with that. Let's start with that. Hold on. And my baby is calling. Hold on. My baby's that. Let's start with that. That, like,
Okay,
that's a red
carry
flag.
on, carry on.
We'll carry on while you. Well, let me tell you this: if I'm talking to someone and I don't know them yet, and they're bragging about a lot of things, I am going to wonder in my head if there is an insecurity. Is there? They don't feel that what they're putting forward to me is good enough. And I'm going to tell you, I'm guilty of something. My best friend had to tell me this about 18 years ago. Every time I would meet a guy, the guy would come and end up working with me in something in my company, because I wouldn't talk about my personal life. I just would talk about what I was doing, because I was always doing something. And I didn't know how to decipher between Tanya and Tandy. And so my best friend told me, he says, stop being Tandy. You've got to be Tanya. And you never talk about that until you're comfortable later on. And I had to learn that. And that way, not only did I get guys that were no longer wanting to walk with me on the stuff that I was doing, but just to get to know me. And that was something that I was doing to myself because I was going through a time in life. This when my dad died also, but I still had not trained myself into the adulthood of dating. I think when you were in the entertainment industry for so many years, you're at the club because you're working it, you're at the party and the concert because you're working it. Sometimes you don't decipher the difference between what's work and what's play. And I had to learn all over again how to just date and just be Tanya. So I'm guilty of that. I had to learn that, how to leave all of that out. And then I had asked myself, was that insecurity? And it was. It was my own insecurity about walking forward without my company and not being that persona. And then also with the loss and all that I had to just, I had to learn, you know. So yeah, I could see some of it as insecurity, but I could also see some of it as people, some people just stunt. You know what I'm saying? Some people just stunt because they don't feel good about themselves. I live in the ATL, so I know that for sure. Okay.
Yeah, man. I mean, that's. I think that's most guys' insecurity.
Mhm.
Is worried about the next man. That's number
Yeah.
one. Why you worried about the next man? You know what I mean? I I've never went into a relationship or any engagement or encounter with a female and had to bring up another guy to help lift my image. You know, compare myself to another dude. That's
Right.
never been my style. You know,
Mhm.
so I'm very particular about the women that I go after. I you know
Right.
I feel energy when I go into a place. I read eye contact, and you know I know when I'm invited over through the eyes. I can see it when a female tell me come over and talk to me. So
Right.
I'm very capable of that. So I can honestly say, and like I said, not out of arrogance, any target that I've aimed at, I've hit.
Mhm.
And persistence, you
Right.
know, I'm pretty persistent, you know, and that's what I like. I said, I don't have a lot of cars I've been driving, but
Mhm.
the ones that I did drive, I drove them damn good till the wheels fell off. You know what I mean? So
Hey man, that's you.
I definitely I go into it all looking for as a pleaser. I'm a Gemini one. I like to please. So
Uh-oh.
if I mess if I'm
Mhm.
dealing with you on a intimate level and I don't make you feel the way you want to feel, you got the right to go and blast me on any social media platform. That's how I take it serious and making, you know, a woman feel good. Like
Mhm.
I don't get into it if you don't get off. You know what I'm saying? That's my MO. So
Margo, we got us another air sign over there. Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Now, if I
yeah,
look
Gemini, man.
I look
Yeah.
at the chat here, and Jimmy was saying you have to qualify. Yeah, I think you do need to qualify your partner, whoever it is, however your qualifications are. You do have to qualify folks to where you feel comfortable. And Eric Williams says, "This beauty is in the eye of the beholder," and that is actually very, very true. I mean, what to me can be the most beautiful, fine person to the next person, they may see them as being their attitude being so stank till they don't even look cute at all to that
Shallow
Right.
person,
Hal,
you
that
know.
movie, Shallow Hal.
Exactly.
Yeah, I love Shallow Hal.
Shallow
Yeah.
Hell. Yeah,
You
that
know,
was funny. It was hilarious.
I'm going to add something else into this whole thing. Um, when it comes to the whole does size matter? And I'm adding this in because I have some people that I know that feel this way, like with homes and cars and all that, in your bank accounts, you know. And then we're gonna talk about the brain in a minute, but having a big house, having a expensive or big car, you know, your bank account overflowing, does
It
that matter to you more than, you know, do you work hard for those type of things? Is that something that really matters to you to have that?
long as they're comfortable. If you're comfortable with your finances, why should it matter whether when you meet somebody or be with somebody, it's got to be, oh, I got this big house, I got a house that got like 12 rooms, 4 bathrooms, and da 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 da. Why? I mean, sometimes things do make people, oh yeah, I'm gonna get that right there. But then there's the other hand, if you ain't got it, why'd you make somebody feel lower than what they are? I don't think that excuse me, size should matter if you're going into a relationship. As far as your house is bigger than mine, my house is bigger than yours, and as long as both of y'all are comfortable financially, you can take care of your bills.
I'll say this, and you don't even look at it in a relationship. I'm just saying in general. You don't even have to look at it in relation to a relationship.
It matters to. I say it matters to materialistic people who are all in the material world, trying to keep up with the Joneses and want to outdo their peers. Yeah, it matters to them. But if I'm in love with somebody, I can sleep in my car up on the bridge with you. And if I'm down with you, then I'm down with you. We're going to make it about this struggle together.
Exactly.
Right. Well, I'm going to say this because I had this conversation with my friend the other day, and I've known him to always be this person. He has been very clear about this, and I had to look at it. I say he's an Aries. He's just like my dad. My dad was this way, so I can speak this. This is how I grew up. My dad was always. My parents had always managed their money to where they would have an array of things that they like. Okay. There would always be nice house, the nice cars. My dad always had. They always had the Cadillacs and the Lincolns during that time. You always could depend on the Cadillac and the Lincoln. You could always set your watch that we were always on vacation during the springtime, at the end of the summer, and the holidays. I mean, it was specific things that they like, and I didn't always understand it until talking to my friend here recently, and he says, "Look, I'm going to work hard because there are specific things that I want to have for myself, and I don't apologize for that. I want the nice car that I want. I want the nice house that I want." And he says, I don't apologize for that. And he says, for me, yes, when it comes to things like that, yes, size does matter. So I got what he was saying. Well, do y'all agree?
I got exactly what he was saying.
It depends on the person.
I live modest, but I'm busting my ass to get generational wealth. That's my mission for the rest of my years on earth.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It depends. It depends on the person. It definitely depends on the person. Because what's heard or what's said, what's fed is that men only reach a certain height in terms of aspirations and shit like that because they want to appeal to women. They want to attract, or they want to get the same things that attract women. Bottom line. Now, if we take that away, right? What about the comfort of yourself? Are you only getting these riches and glory based on the want or the findings or the interest of or the appeal of women? Which is it's like, is it that important that you are only excelling because of the want of someone or something else, as opposed to your own elevation that should be wanted within yourself?
It depends on who you are, because like when I spoke of my friend and my father, no, that's what they wanted. It had nothing to do with a woman. It's just what they wanted.
And see, that's different. It's definitely different.
But I'm saying that's what's put out there. Men only get certain things to get say, what is it, Veronica?
To entice a woman.
Right. For the most part, or it's put out there for the most part, but not for the comfort level as for that person, or for more so men for themselves. But I learned also that when men do these things, they're considered as either gay or just or whatever. For the most part, it's like, oh, he's just doing it for himself. Like myself, for instance, I love to clean up. That's my form of meditation when I clean. And I love a beautiful environment.
Committed here at my house.
See, hold on. You know this racism that you're doing right now.
I think I meditate at my house. That's all I see.
Rick, I don't know if you heard it, Rick, but Tandy said it, man. People who put that shit out there, they're insecure about themselves. I clean up every day. I make my bed. I don't even leave my room before my bed is made, bro. I lay my clothes out every day like I'm going to school. I still do the same discipline every day. So if somebody saying that's gay, that's a small, ignorant-minded person. Don't pay attention to those people.
No. Shotgun, shut the fuck up and keep talking. No, and I say
this.
You muted.
You muted. Rick, you muted.
Your mic's muted.
Back in the day, during real life, I was 12, and my big brother Timothy, he was like 15 years old. We would do this challenge, who can like decor their room the best. All right, and the winner gets a kick in the behind. And my dad would be like, y'all are crazy, like y'all. So the loser gets a kick in the behind because the winner's room looks better than the other. But that was a challenge, like in the sense that our parents raised us better than just having a simple room, but also it enticed. If we decide
cleanliness is next to godliness, man. That's that God spirit in you, man.
But that was a thing. But that was a thing. When my dad, Tanya, I don't think I've ever shared this with you. When Sabor walked into the room, I'm gonna let you know, I'm humbling myself right now. I wish that Timothy was listening. So Sabor walked into the room. He walked into my room. He was like, "Okay, this is nice." And he walked into Timothy's room. He goes, "Boy, what kind of a palace is this? What palace is this?" I was like, "Okay." And Sabor goes, "All right, Ricky." All right, Ricky, you lost. But we set a standard with one another. It's just like you said, just like you said. We were not even considering. We didn't even know that. What the term of? We did not know that. Lack of self. Was it insecurity? That didn't resonate with us. We didn't even know what that was. We didn't know what that word even meant. We didn't know that word even existed.
You won't know what it is until you, man.
It was just
you won't know what it is until you awake.
A matter of beautifying our room to make it delectable and making it comfortable. It has nothing to do with insecurities of men. We didn't know anything about that until we got older. It was a matter of making sure our surroundings was beautiful, luxurious, and just comfortable.
And the point being is that you didn't do that for a woman. The point being, you wasn't doing it for a woman.
We didn't.
By you doing that, you wasn't doing it for a woman, but by you doing that for your own self gratification, you're gonna attract a woman to you. You feel me? You're gonna attract a woman to you for doing that.
Because at the end of the day, eventually, a woman will come into our room.
Kevin Costner said it best in Field of Dreams. If you build it, they'll come.
If we're dating them and they see
you build it, they'll come.
It's going to be. I like this. Is this a Posturepedic? What is this? Hey, what is that? What is it? Oh, this is nice. I like
this is nice.
I like this. I like this. But it did get us into trouble. But at the end of the day, we love our comfort. I love my comfort. I know my design in terms of comfort, but ultimately, it is the design of the comfort of, for me, a woman. Bottom line, though I love it, but ultimately, admittingly, it's not just one-sided. It's not just one-sided. It's not. Continue.
Okay. Yeah, I just kind of want to know how y'all felt about that. There's what about let's take it a little bit further, just in general with money,
size matters too much,
bank accounts.
No,
because size matters too much. It can backfire.
Too much.
Yeah, hell yeah. If the package is too big, sometimes you get denied.
It can, depending on you.
I've had that before, and
depending on the.
It's not good. That's why, like, I used to.
So if the package is too big, you get denied. If like
too small, you get denied.
You get denied.
The body's too big.
AAA battery.
Women don't get denied unless it smells. That's it. If it smells bad, it gets denied.
Oh,
That's
Lord.
the only way women get denied. That's it.
No, if it's a bucket. Ooh, I don't.
Well, Miss Margo, I know some dogs out there.
This is a big one.
They'll still try to tap the side of the bucket.
Look, hey, I'm glad somebody said it. I'm glad.
That's it, man. I tell it like it is, man. That's my, that's me. I tell it like it is. But that's really the only way a woman get turned down is if it smells bad.
No one wants to talk about that. They want to talk about how big the package is, but no one wants to talk about the pencil thrown in the hallway. Rick, shut up.
Rick, think about this, Rick. This is my analogy about this is how I break down the whole men and sex thing. If you have a lion, this is the animal kingdom. We're all animals. We're at the top of the apex. We're the apex predators right now. If you take a lion, he has sex with all his lionesses, right?
You
have multiple partners at all times.
Even the lioness, even
a man is going to have multiple partners at all times. It's a fact.
Right. So even the lioness, even the lioness knows. Even the lioness has sensualities. Even the lioness knows that
he hit all of them, but he got one main one. He got a main one, but he hit all of them.
I get you.
And he does that for the ongoing of his kingdom.
For the tribe, for the herd, for the pack. Now, if that lion is not fitting anymore, that's the difference. I hate
we need to get back to being human. We need to go forth and create like the Bible says. And that's what we need to get back to. Like the 60s and the 70s. Peace and love, man. That's
not so much of all of what they were doing then. The love and the peace, yeah, but not all of it.
Nice.
We need the peace and love.
I'll tell you this. Hold on. In terms of modern day people dating, the essence of dating, it has been smokescreen. It has been smokescreen. It's like size matters more so with a lot of things. You can say the wallet from a female aspect, and you can say the shut the fuck up regardless aspect. But they both get it misconstrued. They have a demanding that is not, there's no essence placed in it. There's no enrichment. There's no rhyme behind the reason. They want this and they want that, but it was established that men want a traditional woman and women want traditional women, but no one is willing to put up the work. No one is willing to. There's so much in that I'm pretty sure that
they don't make them like Margo anymore.
No.
Yeah, I'm old school. I can tell you that. It's just certain things.
It's like what is wrong with wanting to bring?
I remember you from when I was a baby.
What is wrong with wanting to bring your man and being proud of bringing your man his plate? Because women wait on that shit. They wait on that opportunity. Oh, you're not doing that. Hence, what's the song by Betty Wright? The cleanup woman. The cleanup woman. Oh, you're not gonna do it. I'm gonna do it for him, and I'm gonna do
episode.
And I'm gonna do it, and I'm gonna do it in your face.
An episode of Blackish explained it best.
Oh, word.
I think I forgot who was on there exactly, but one of the elders or the parents was saying when it comes to that with bringing a man his plate is because the household is his safe haven. And for that man to go out every day and work the job and what he's faced with, as well as coming back to the home, he's the provider and all. And if he's doing all those things, that one thing that you're doing is adding to keeping him at bay and keeping him in that peace. You're just showing your love and your admiration and your thankfulness for you going out there every day and going through some suffering in the midst of it all. There's a lot of it because it's also having to do that in those times when women were doing it a lot. You never know if your husband will make it back home or not. But it was just a small way to honor, and nothing's better than receiving a warm plate of food after you've been out there working hard and starving and all that other stuff. And then on Everybody Hates Chris, the ongoing joke was make sure daddy get that biggest piece of chicken because to do those things. I don't want to say that they're small, but all that is just you outwardly expressing and showing love. And you're keeping that person when keeping those what that body needs to keep going to that certain extent. But you're also
and guess what daddy gonna do the next day? Daddy gonna get up and do the same thing again the next day. And
make sure he got the money for them bills and all that other stuff. If he's the sole provider for the home, that's what I'm saying. So it's fine, but it also has to be that respect for the woman as well. You can't be a dude that just be,
everybody needs to have equal
and fussing and you need to do this and you supposed to do. I choose to do this, not just because this is the female and male role. We've gone with that so far, and we get that, but it also is out of respect for each other too. So we
don't have enough. We don't have enough walking, talking, living examples. You know what I'm saying? Like we have Dr. Phil. Dr. Phil give advice all the time on how to live, what to do, and Steve Harvey do the same thing, but they still going through divorces and shit. See, we don't have them. We don't have the living examples that we need. You know what I'm saying? Like, I can tell you were raised by your grandparents, and they had a lot of effect on your life, Margo. And Miss Dixon, you the same thing. You too, B. I know you raised old school too, and me. You too, Rick. We all come from that cloth, so we know the ways to they don't mix with our spirit. That's what I feel. They don't mix with our spirit, and that's why we keep going through the fucking circle, like walking in 40 years of the wilderness, like Moses and all these people walking around 40 years trying to find some shit. You know what I'm saying? And we keep looking for it, but these people ain't right with our spirit because we're looking at the material shit that social media shows us, that the news shows us, that all these things show us. This is beautiful. This is acceptable. This is acceptable.
This is
You know what I'm saying? They put a tag on every fucking thing. Even they put a tag on what I like.
Bypassing the qualities and things and the characters that really count versus all the superficial stuff.
Yes.
So, and to go into that, what Tanya was saying about having certain things concerning to that speaks upon your status. If you have a bigger car, a bigger house, a bigger this, it don't matter. The guy can have a red hot Mustang and all that stuff, and you get the girl, but then the girl fails to realize that even if you were looking at that car, he's spending more time with that car than you on Saturdays, washing it and making it shiny, and it's gonna be appealing to a whole bunch of other females if you're not watching.
There you
so
go.
It's like,
there you go.
Margo. I don't think that scientific preliminaries. You're not supposed to talk the truth on this segment.
I have a question. Okay, I want to take a step back now, because everything that we've been talking so far, you've been kind of relating it to relationships, and I don't want to necessarily relate it to a relationship. I just want to speak about it from here as just person in general, because when I think about does size matter, I say, are you kind of intimidating other person sometimes with the fact that you do like something large? Like, for instance, you want a large house. Is that intimidating to the next person because that's what you like? You want a nice or a luxury car. Is that intimidating to the next person because you do like that? Because I see it from the other side. I feel like it's intimidating because I have seen it even career-wise. When I start talking about things that I've done, I can only say one or two things before the person starts to look at me with a look like, shut up, because I feel like they start to get intimidated by my experience. You cannot talk for so long where people are like, shut up, because they don't have something in their life. So the same thing is, if I work my ass off and I have a Maserati sitting out there and I'm like, girl, I got my car, I got my Maserati, if that's what I want. Yeah. And I was like, what you say, Ron?
We were talking about this earlier. We were talking about it earlier because my family was saying, about me taking trips. They rather for me to sit home. And I know I'm on a budget, but I sacrifice this so I can go on this, so I can do this. But you ain't going nowhere, and how you gonna do that? And
girl, live your life for you. It's your life. You
and see, and that right there is a perfect thing there, because that is what I see in people. When you do too much for them, they tell you to shut up. And incidentally, over on chat here, over on, first of all, Eric Williams on Facebook, he was talking about beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and he said that matters to the lesser. I do agree with you, Eric. And then over on Twitch, we have a person over on Twitch that says cute. I cute. KEWTD. I'm trying to pronounce the name. Dating apps have ruined the way the majority of us. The dating apps have ruined the way the majority of us then connect with one another. Romance has been thrown out the window. Agree. Material crap means nothing. I agree with that. And also Jimmy over on YouTube says, I do it for myself because that's what I want, not worried about the next man. And so then back on Twitch again, Cute says, never judge a book by its size. It's the story that counts. Because the story, you can either add it or continue it. And I agree. And thank y'all for chat. Continue on with us and with this narrative here.
Thank you. And I would like to piggyback off one of the comments that lady made about romance is gone. She's right. It is gone. I was talking to a guy the other day, and I was telling him how I proposed to my high school sweetheart, my first wife.
Right now, I don't know if that's a woman or man. I'll tell you that. I'll tell you that for real quick. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Go ahead. Yeah, I'll tell you that real quick. Okay, go ahead.
It's very romantic.
You keep going. Yeah, keep going on. Keep going.
Oh, I was just saying, my prom night, I had the engagement ring in my mouth, under my tongue the whole time.
Wow.
And then when we finished our last dance, we went up to our hotel room on the big luxury suite in the Hilton downtown Austin when they just put it there. When we went down there, when she kissed me, I put the ring in her mouth and I proposed that night. Wow. You don't get that anymore. Like,
no, you don't.
You don't get that type of shit no more. You get a DM message. That's it.
I know
So
that's
you
right.
get one of
And
those
actually,
blank pics, and that's it.
Shot.
and
Shot.
also
That
Q.
on the cruise,
I'll tell you
that
right now,
cruise,
Q joined us back from Twitch, and he says he's a male. He says, "Call me Q. My nick is a abbreviation, LOL. So it is a dude. Thank you for watching. Thank you, and continue to comment out there.
Thank you, Nick.
We really appreciate it. Yes,
Yeah, just
we
like when
really
they
appreciate
say
it.
shot.
you say romance, they say chivalry is dead. So
Bullshit.
it's
For
just
some people,
Bullshit. Not
yeah,
everybody.
for some
but you know
people.
something.
Not everybody deserves it. Not
Yeah.
everybody deserves it.
See, there he go with that deserving again. What is it about this
What
deserving
you
thing that you keep
just walk and let
coming
the door
up
I
shut
wanted to
behind
say
you.
with?
Hey,
Grabbing
Rick.
face.
Rick, try this. Rick, try this.
No.
Try this.
It's very simple. It's very simple. When you
I put all women on a pedestal until they remove themselves from it.
When you are expecting for things to be done for you, as opposed to being appreciative after it's done for you, that's a difference. Because the expression after it's done for you will speak volumes. It always does. Always does. Now,
Well, if you doing stuff to get, if you do stuff, my advice is don't do things and expect something good to happen in return, because you'll be disappointed most of the time.
mm-hmm.
Just do shit and do it and forget about it, and then that blessing will come back on you, and you'll be like,
indeed. But now, when you have a habit, of doing such, and certain individuals have an expectancy of it, and you see that expression, you get that expression, like what took you so long, but you have to understand, I'm groomed from a different generation. When the different generation is responding with a thank you as opposed to responding with silence. There's a difference.
okay, I see where you come from.
A huge difference. Like,
But you know, people's human behavior causes them to do different things for different reasons.
indeed.
Like, I'm going to use this show as an example. Like, if I tell everybody to like the show, I tell everybody to post the show, I tell everybody to do different things, and folks do things at their will and their own way, am I supposed to look at you as not being deserving to be here with me, or you're too entitled? Am I supposed to do that? Especially when you don't follow through?
That's totally different.
No, it's not.
It is.
It is not.
Why
It's
is it
not
not
to me.
Why is it not?
Because I feel like people are people. It doesn't have to be in a relationship. It could be any form of relationship.
Well, the relationship is that being a part of a platform, it is up to people to do, but is it expected? Is it expected?
So therefore, am I supposed to say to everybody that you're non-deserving or anything like that? Am I supposed to put that on you?
Mm-hmm.
If you don't follow through? You got to watch the words that you say, because you got to walk the walk all the way. So you got to watch the stuff you say, because there's a thin line there. There's a thin line there, you know?
Yeah, definitely. And at the same instance, sharing that same quote unquote expectancy, is it done, and is it given? Is it reciprocated? Just like the whole idea in terms of opening up a door for someone that is not deserving. Do you expect a thank you? Should you expect a thank you?
No, because like if you start opening a door for her on your first date, because you're trying to get them panties, then you should open her door even when you mad at her. Every single time you open the door for her, you should do it even when you mad.
Change up.
You don't stop taking out the trash
up
and shit because you and your girlfriend into an argument.
You know, it's crazy that you say that, because what's learned, and it's still perpetual, and what's still going on.
I think people have gotten away from it. It's so simple. Treat others like you want to be treated. The golden rule.
People got in the way. It's like women appreciate women that's like more, for the men like to be like more negligent or more disrespectful or like more negligent, like I don't give a damn how fine you are, da 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 da. I'm not, and it's like, oh what is your name? Oh, this and then the third. But it does depend on the type of person that you're dealing with. It does depend on that. So it's just it's very subjective. You never know who you're dealing with, but as long as you're true to yourself and open up doors, because that's what you're taught, and not just that's what you're taught. That is what is appreciated. But that is what is appreciative. Despite if the next person, from a man perspective, if a woman is not appreciated, that causes for me confusion. It causes confusion. It's like now you're expecting a man to hold a door for you, and not even saying thank you, versus another certain type of woman that tells you thank you, young man, or thank you, and that's just it.
As a man, if you took it on yourself to say it's my responsibility and my obligation to open this door for this woman, then you don't have to expect anything because it's your responsibility and obligation. It's just how you think about it.
That's what you choose.
It's just
to
how
do.
You're not supposed to
you want
be
to be a
thinking
service
about what
to a
she's
woman.
thinking.
If you want to be a service to a woman and show that chivalry's not dead and all men aren't dogs and that we are still human and civil, then open the door for a man. I do it for men too. If I'm walking in front of somebody, I'm gonna open the door and hold the motherfucker open. It's simple.
But it doesn't take all. It doesn't take all of that.
Well, you know what? Let me read this comment. Q made another comment here, and just bring this to the table. Dating apps are hilarious. Most gals are not looking for a guy, or they're already hitched up. So why are they on the dating app? We need ICQ back. What's ICQ?
That's a good question.
What the fuck is ICQ?
Hey, tell us what that is.
That's a good question.
Does anybody know what ICQ is?
But I get it. It is.
That's so true.
It's crazy.
And he also said,
it's called
he
being
also
gentle.
said,
called being a gentleman, opening
but
look, shot. Check this out.
Yeah.
Yes.
When a man opens when a man opens up a door for a woman, it's perceived as being weak or being beta, right? Nowadays.
But I want to say something about the dating apps. When you finish that, I got to jump in here on the dating apps thing.
I will go into that.
Okay, when it comes to the dating apps and all, I tell you one thing about it, because I used to do dating apps, and it was fun for me because I was living in Vegas and I was still wanting to date back here in the ATL. So and then also didn't know anybody there. Didn't really wasn't too into the men out west. And then I just saw a lot of gameplay, so I moved away from all of it. It was just entertainment at the time. And there's a lot of people on there who are already hitched. But I think what it is for them, they are really just trying to see if they still got it or if they can pull more. I think that's what it is. It's an ego thing. When they get on these apps, they're trying to see, do I got this? And they're trying to pull as many people as they can, knowing they have somebody somewhere.
Yeah, not even just somebody to just talk to.
Men and women do the same thing just differently. Women and men do the same thing just differently.
I when I got on the app, there was a lot of men wanting money. Oh, can you send me some money? No.
Okay, this is what Q said.
That's the wrong apps to be on.
He said way back in the day, we had ICQ for chatting on dial-up. Wow. That's my day.
I was in them chat rooms too.
Just some party hotlines or something.
Everybody relying on the D or relying on the P. It's like, how much money you got? Like, my D or my P is worth it. Like, how much bread you got? Like, B, Nick, how much bread you got? Like, at the end of the day, no matter how big
I thought about making an OnlyFans page too. I thought about
it is.
Okay, wait a minute. Hold Hold up. Everybody stop. Because Shelton said he thought about making an
Not
OnlyFans
saying that
page.
you can't. Not saying that you can't.
What were you gonna?
Like,
I know. What were you gonna be doing on that page? I want to know. Inquiring minds.
Oh man,
no.
You got to be 18 or older to watch what I'm doing.
Okay. Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
Yeah, man. Like,
okay.
I'm very comfortable with my sexuality and my being as a human. And shit, like I said, roll camera. I'll work for you.
All right now, don't let me. I'm a filmmaker. I'll put that camera on you in a minute now.
roll camera.
Don't say what you don't mean. What you say? Don't get it. Hey. Jimmy Jacobs said, "Well, first of all, Q was laughing at us. I guess maybe because we were talking about way back in the day. Yes, brother. Yes, we know. we ain't say that in a while, but glad that you on my level of way back. But Jimmy said, I used to get hit in the chest when I didn't hold the doors. That's good. Somebody taught him how to, really be that gentleman, who stood up and did what they're supposed to do, chivalry. And then Q said, showing your feet because they are huge. Yeah, that was another sign for people. But I saw something. I want to see if I should show it. I saw it, and I could download the picture and bring it in here, but I don't know if it would be too lewd if I would get in trouble here.
I think I know what picture you're talking about.
With the hot dogs, that's different sizes, and they go up and down according to the shoe size. Yeah. Because they think, some people think that the hot dog is bigger when the shoe size would go up, and no, it would go up and down.
I don't know how 100% accurate it is, but to a certain degree, it could be, accurate with the shoe size. But what does that mean for women? But women's shoe size. What?
I don't know.
Right. In that case,
the only thing I heard about women is if they got fat fingers. If they got fat fingers, then it's all in the right places. So that's like really only one of the things I heard like that about women. Or something, that's really the only thing I heard.
That's a new one to me.
It's in all the right places. Huh?
Now Q was saying boobs, but I'm not sure what you're saying about. But what you saying about boobs? Tell me what you're saying about boobs.
But I have heard. I want to share a comment of somebody share with me that their friend had said is from a male. They said that they've heard one of their friends talking and once seen a woman and said, "Oh no, like that's too much for me." Like if it was a female that had like too much butt, but it's like, how can you really kind of? I don't know. It was a dude, I guess, or maybe that he might have an insecurity about himself, but he said, "No, that was too much."
Two reasons.
Y'all keep on the chain. Look at his comment here. He off the chain. He said, "Female feet equal boobs." You know what? That could be the thing. That could be the thing. I guess because I don't really look at women's boobs that much, but that might be the thing. Y'all think?
Oh, but look, that's what he's talking about. I guess he's referring to the OnlyFans thing because you can sell your feet on OnlyFans and make lots of money.
Really?
Hell yeah.
He said he just teasing, but it could be all real.
It's a group of people, of course, that have like a foot fetish thing. So that's probably
I have experienced that before. I'll tell y'all behind the scenes what happened on that.
There's nothing wrong with
he said yes, OnlyFans. Yeah,
it ain't
totally normal.
But I'm not crazy about no dude's feet though. They can no, because they ain't that cute.
Even though my feet are nice, I wouldn't expect you to be crazy about mine. But if you came right home and then I told you to put your feet across my lap so I can rub them, then
yeah, that's
what I would expect you to do.
Yeah.
Well, something. Well, I guess if the moral of the story tonight is depends on the individual for each thing. Because when it comes to the genitalia, it depends on the individual. Some people want the eggplant. Some people would prefer the hot dog. Some people would prefer not to fall in the deep blue sea, and some people would prefer.
You don't know what you want till you get it. It's different,
right?
You don't know what you want till you get it,
right? Yeah. And when it comes to body type, that's preference because people prefer different things there too, according to other factors. Personality, face, looks, everything. There's different things that come to play. And by the way, Jimmy says he has a foot fetish. Me too, Jimmy. I got a story for y'all, but I don't think I can tell it over the air. I just can't tell it over the air. And then when it comes to money, like money and homes and different things like that, is the individual. Some of us might feel it's based on insecurity, but then, like I was saying, how I grew up, my dad just wanted what he want, and some people in general, they just want what they want, and other folks feel like, hey, you don't need all that in order to secure a relationship or just in general. And Q is telling everybody to stay off social media if you're searching for a soulmate. I tend to agree.
Yeah, you don't.
Yes, because it just doesn't work. And almost every time.
For you wholesome ladies, don't be a thought, please, ever on social media, because those are the ones I scroll right past them. If they twerking, I scroll right past them. I don't even look twice.
Yeah, you don't have to.
That's right. And
I don't want no woman like that.
Yeah, you don't have to see me. Look at me. Yeah.
I don't like that.
And I cannot remember the guy's name.
That's not a good look.
Yeah, I there's a Nigerian actor that I'll find it, and I'll let y'all know. But this guy over in Kuala Lumpur, he was catfishing me and pretending like he was that actor, but I didn't know the actor. So I was getting these pictures all the time. I'm like, he's cute. This is way back when nobody really knew about catfishing. And I got catfished by that situation. And then the guy, he was just insecure. So when he finally did send me his picture, he was cute, but he was just so insecure that he didn't want to put his real picture out there, and I was just like, you need to get off social media, because this ain't the way to be, and somebody gonna hurt you. They find you're gonna run into the wrong person, and you're gonna roll up, and they're gonna hurt you for lying. So I don't know if he's still out there doing it, but he lied for a little while, and I wasn't really paying attention. I didn't know how to dig into the catfishing people and find out the truth at that time. Now I know a lot more now. Plus my sister had just died, and so I really wasn't trying to do all that, but now I know a lot more how to find out. But yeah, I have been catfished. What is the name of the actor? I'll find it in a minute, because I don't know why I didn't know him, but I don't know a whole lot about Hollywood. And so that's how I missed the boat on that one. And QS said, he was saying the grass is not greener on social media.
Do you know how to scrub the internet, Miss Tandy?
How to scrub it?
That might be some videos of me surfing, floating around out there. I want to scrub the internet.
You ain't gonna be able to do that. What's gonna happen is we're going to be leaving.
God damn.
Out there. Yes. I'm sorry, baby. Until the time that they, my understanding is that some of these big players in the game who have been doing a lot of stuff, you might see some things fall. You may see some things fall in the fall that is coming quickly. So you might see some changes there. But until that time comes, everything is on the internet. Don't make me go start searching the internet for you now.
Tanya.
You throwing a lot out there.
Tonight.
You throwing a lot out there.
I know the website I'm on. I just forgot the password to get in the motherfucker, so I can't.
Stop.
Don't let me be up tonight talking about.
Stop.
I'm totally fine with it, as long as my mama never sees it, because she never uses the internet. If my mama don't see it, I'm good.
Shot.
Shot. What are you talking about, Rick?
Didn't you have an audition?
Huh?
Or don't you have an audition coming up?
An audition? Yes.
When is it?
This audition is in May, so I got time to prepare for it.
Delete them things, boy.
I can't get in the thing, but
like you better find a way to get in and delete them so they won't find them.
I've already put it out there on my social media page, so I already put my worst out there. So if it ever surfaces again, it's only gonna make my shit. It's only gonna boost my reputation. Like,
right.
I'm a great actor, and you will see it in these films that are out there. That's all I'm doing.
Don't make me cough.
If they ever surface, I'll be all right.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
No.
Hey,
I was just curious. I just wanted to remind you that you have support.
Yeah, they don't give you time. Hey, are we ever gonna all meet up somewhere and do a podcast in the same room?
Oh, yes. Gotta fill you in.
You gotta see. You always leave before we get to the after show.
Oh,
you always leave before we get to the after show. You need to stick around for a few minutes at least tonight. You gotta stick around for a few minutes tonight so we can fill you in.
Hey, Tanya,
don't log out.
I got something to tell y'all. Let me ask y'all a question. Y'all heard the rapper?
What time are we doing on the after show?
I gotta work on this fucking sound.
I will be ending in just a bit here, and we go to the after show.
Okay. My bad.
You got some
Tanya.
And Tanya. I know. I know. I said I'm only here until 10 o'clock, but you have to understand, this platform is so fucking addictive. It is so
so we still have Rick.
Look.
Wait a minute, let me do another picture now that Rick is here. I got to do another picture because I did one when you were gone, and I'm gonna add it. I can add it to the social media here. So let me do that.
Get to the camera.
Okay. Everybody give your bestest smile. Y'all ready?
All right.
Okay, y'all ready? There we go. And okay, I got to do another one just in case and make sure that's cute enough. There you go. I'm never doing what I'm supposed to do, so I don't have to worry about that. Okay, thank you. I got 3.
I knew, Tanya. I knew. I said, I'm only here until 10 o'clock.
I will never turn it back, but I got
but it's like, it draws you in.
You know what? I put the Twitch address over. We thank Q for being over on Twitch, and of course Eric for being over on Facebook, and then Jimmy over on YouTube. We're trying to get our
thank
people
you
commenting and participating. Yes, appreciate it. So, and Q says it's nice to be I'm gonna put this up for everybody to see it. Oh, I love this.
Thank you.
He says it's
Thank
nice
you.
Thank you
for watching. Tune in next week.
Thank you. Yes, we really appreciate it.
Nothing is ever scripted. Nothing is ever
scripted at all.
At all.
And it's we're competing with a lot of different shows out there, and so we appreciate anybody who comes in and gives us any support and love and talk to us. Oh, thank you for following. Thank you over on Twitch. Thank you, Q. And anybody, we're here every Friday night at 10 minutes after 9, sometimes 20 minutes after 9, because I've been not getting myself together at time.
I got a question. For everybody. What about your bosses and bosses hygiene? Like,
your what?
Our bosses and bosses not washing their hands before they leave the restroom.
Yeah, that's a pretty good. That's a more side topic because I don't know if it's a whole hour, but yeah,
I'm just throwing that out there.
You always have a lot of subtopics. You love a lot of, you have a lot of ideas that come in, and so every week, y'all who are watching, we do the Who Spiked the Tea for the first hour. That's our hot topics. The second hour is the living room. We chop it up on some topics.
Did you wash your ass and did you wash your hands? And
he's still talking about washing.
Yeah,
hands. He is still
you just
like you know what? It's about time the living room. Leave this living room because
we finna come
Rick
out
will not stop about washing those hands.
So come on.
And Q said spit works.
Like, yo, wash your hands.
Oh, yes.
Anyway,
yes.
Yeah.
So we appreciate y'all, but we're gonna take a break. We're gonna come back and end the show because we got to get Rick together because he is really, really upset about those hands. So let's take this quick break and we'll be right back.
I can't stand your ass.
These folks. Hey, we are back. We're back. We're about to get ready to wrap things up. And at the beginning of the show, we got right into the tea. So I didn't ask y'all how your week was, but I want to ask you what you got coming up. There's a lot going on with everybody. I had a week from hell. I'm hoping for a better next week. But what you got going on? I see Veronica is that off for a moment there. So Shelton, what you got coming up?
I'm just gonna continue working my job. I have a surgery coming up in 2 weeks on my rotator cuff. I'm gonna bounce back though and get ready to hit the stage up here in Lower Manhattan. I went to tour the school today.
All right.
I have a nice visit. It's it's right there on 17th and Battery. It's right downtown, right by Ground Zero. So it's a very, very new experience, and seeing all the different cultures. All people that look white aren't white. I know they say all white people think all black people look alike, but just because they're white doesn't mean they're American white. Because most of the people I met today that were of white complexion, they spoke a different language. Mm-hmm. It was like everybody I met today was a fucking tourist in New York.
Yeah.
So it's very different seeing the different cultures here. I like it. Yeah. I'm ready to blow them away here at New York Film Academy. So we got some big things coming.
All right.
Yes.
Yeah. All right.
Yes.
Right. And enjoy your white counterparts as well. Enjoy all. Everybody.
Oh, absolutely. I know it's a game of chess, and I can't win this war without them. So.
No, I disagree.
I agree.
I disagree.
I know because we all have to blend.
That can't part. I disagree with that can't part. I disagree. You have your empowerment.
But you can't. But
you have that empowerment with you. But go ahead, Tanya.
Okay. Let me back up to Veronica because she just came in. I want to see what Veronica you got coming up this week.
With her beautiful locks. I see you.
Rick. Thank you, Rick.
Yes.
Yes. I don't have too much going on. I'm just still trying to maintain and keep everything straight, and just keep my head above water. That's about all I have going on right now.
Right on.
All righty. Well, cool. Rick, now you can chitty chat and have your stage. What you got going on? What you got?
What happened was, see, a pterodactyl and a brontosaurus flew over.
Come on, man.
Hey, look, hold on.
Paul is talking.
Paul
is talking to you, ain't it?
Look, just dealing with corporate America. It's all well. It's going to be what it is. Outside of that, learning the applications in terms of doing voiceovers, you have to do your research. Like the reverb that y'all got in terms of the echoing or the Tourette's or the stuttering. Do your research. You got to. I'm going to learn to do my research and my ventures. But it's a beautiful thing, and I'm glad that I have my backup. I'm glad that I have my baby. I'm glad that I have my son. I'm glad that I have my brother-in-law, Jimmy. That's like,
thanks, Jimmy.
Yes, it's like, no, fam, it doesn't sound well. You're echoing, you're stuttering. Y'all even to this day. But I'm thankful that I have my backing in terms of Art Imitates Life. You guys, everybody's like doing the thing, give me their insight and things of that and that vernacular. I'm just very grateful. I'm very grateful with this platform, and that's what it is.
Well, thank you. Cool.
Yes, thank you, God. Thank everybody.
I'm grateful to have you all. Thanks for being here. Thanks for being here. All right, Margo, go. You are officially on spring break.
Yes, I am.
What you got coming up?
I
am
relaxing. I'm gonna sleep. I'm gonna eat. I'm gonna move some stuff around and still organize.
No. You're gonna see Margo on the news. This woman gonna be dancing and just going on. You're gonna see she's gonna make everything work.
I'm good. I'm just gonna take it in and just be still for a minute. Just be still for a minute. But try to find some things to do with my boys. They done got older, so it's gonna be a little finagling to try to find some different things that appeal to them to keep them busy for spring break too. You know, we used to take them on like little camping trips and stuff like that, but now that they're like 14 and 19, it's like, okay, I gotta come up with something else. So my 19-year-old not hard to please. It's my 14-year-old that just like, mom, you don't understand. Like
bowling, like to do bowling.
Yeah, I'm coming up with. I'm telling them, give me two things if y'all want to do something for spring break. I said we most likely won't be going out of town because I had to get this. I finally got my water heater fixed.
All right,
hot water.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like that kind of took a chunk of spring break money, put it that way. So, but yeah.
Yeah,
I told you, Margo, we're going to look at all the news stations. It's not even going to just be local. It's going to be worldwide news. It's going to be Margo just, and we're going to catch her on every network doing that. So y'all get ready for that. It's coming up this week. Well, for me, I had a week from hell, and my next week, I'm just trying to survive some things. I got a lot going on, a lot coming up. And I've been very tight-lipped about stuff because, we're to that point of the program now where it's time to shut up. So, but that means a lot is happening. That's all I'm going to say. So I just appreciate y'all being here, and I'm going to drop my social media for you all so that we're ready to get out of here. All right, where's my social media? There she go.
We hope that you have enjoyed this episode of Art Imitates Live with Tanya Dixon, so be sure to like and subscribe. And also check us out on all of our other social media.
And this one.
All right. Everybody.
Did it go? It must not have gone. Oh, there is. It only started for a minute. Let me do it again.
Okay. Well,
I'm sorry, y'all. On this side over here, I just get something totally different going. I have to look at my other platforms to see what's happening because my main computer is showing me something totally different. So, but you know what, y'all? I've had a great time here tonight. I didn't know how it was going to be for me because my tooth was bothering me so bad, and I felt like I couldn't move my mouth at first. So as I was drinking my wine, I had to plop that 800 milligram ibuprofen. I didn't know how the two was going to mix, but we did just fine.
Like they worked.
Yes, they were like, yes, girl, we need it. And we've gotten through things just fine. So I appreciate Shelton. His phone died and he dropped off, and so we're missing him. But we're going to go into the after show. But all of you out there, of course, we thank you for watching the show. And if you would like to get in touch with us, you'd like to have any comments, be a guest on the show, whether it be on the Soul Spotlight, where we do a lot of interviews one-on-one, or here on the living room, feel free to reach out to us. The information is as follows. Tandiland is the website, TANDILAND.com. And you can hit us at info@tandiland.com. Or if you want to just hit us on Gmail, do Tandy Girls. You see my name there, Tandy Girl, AIL. That's Art Imitates Life at gmail.com. One day I am going to actually hit the little button so you can read it as I'm saying it, and I forget it every time we get ready to go into the show. So I'm going to work on that next week to put it on the screen as I'm saying it. All right. So we thank you all again for being here. And as I always say, good things come to those who believe. Better things come to those who are patient. But the best things come to those who never give up. I'm Tanya Dixon, and it's the ladies right now in the show because Rick is off to the side and Shelter dropped off. So we all have a beautiful week. And we'll see you next time.
Margo, enjoy your week, girl.
No, thank you.
Yeah, yes, Margo, have fun. I'm telling you, girl, I'm going to see you on the news. I know it's coming. And I will tell everybody.
Tanya.
Yeah.
It's going to be like that green thing that be saying, that little green man that be flying.
It's gonna be Margo. Enjoy herself away from the little people.
Exactly.
Thank
the
you.
little babies that she works with. So, hope you have a wonderful week, And you out there, y'all have a wonderful week. And we'll see you next time on Art Imitates Live. See you now.
Good night.